Here we go. Hey guys, a brand new podcast. Is that a character? Maybe I could audition for voiceovers. Hey guys. If there's any voiceover people out there, by the way, I'm on tour. Let the tour date scroll. Let the tour date scroll. Let the tour date scroll. Yeah. Let the, hey guys, it's me, the old dog that lives. Am I doing something that already is a voiceover?
Like, how about a picnic lunch?
What's that?
It's like Bear.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Today is a great podcast. I did his podcast a few months ago, and I hit him up. I said, yo, when you're in LA, please come do my podcast. Hit me up. And he was like, yo, I'm there Wednesday. And I was like, fuck yeah. And then he rolled in and immediately ate mushrooms. And I thought, this is going to be a good podcast.
Yeah.
By the way, Andy Frasco is in a band called Andy Frasco and the U.N. They are fucking awesome. They have Live at the Rocks on their website, andyfrasco.com. And that's them playing at Red Rocks. And he's a guy I discovered on Instagram and became friends with on Instagram. And I'd watch him tour and watch him play amazing shows. This guy goes hard in the fucking paint. He really does. If he is coming to your city and he has got dates on the books, he tours like all year. Go to andyfrasco.com. See his live tour dates. I would name them all for you, but I don't know what day this is airing. He's opening for Widespread Panic this weekend. I wish I was fucking... You know how much fun I'd have opening for Widespread Panic? Do you know how much Widespread Panic's fans would fucking hate my act? They'd be like, and I'd be like, I was one of you. I'd turn on them. I used to eat mushrooms too and sit in the field and piss on my flip-flops.
You just become an angry comedian.
Yeah, fuck you. Oh, I'm not Carrot Top. I'm not playing bongos, huh? Oh, is that what you want? You need your comedians playing bongos? Suck my dick. Suck C. Brown's dick. Suck. I turn on Widespread Panic's fans, which I am one of, because they wouldn't accept me. And that's so hard sometimes when you are a fan of a band and you realize that the fans you're standing with would not like you. I go to any Wilco concert and I'm like, not one of these people would get one of my jokes, but we all find music in common. Isn't that crazy?
It's interesting, huh?
I think Andy Frasco's fucking band audiences would love me because we have very similar personalities, and it is a great podcast. It's about 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Yep.
And we talk just about everything. It starts a little bit as an interview and then just meshes into us just talking about shit, which is what it should be. Man, sometimes I get so fucking... We talk about paths, and I tell you my theory on paths. We talk about falling in love. We talk about him having sex with his teacher in high school. We talk about about run-ins with our heroes that went wrong. We talk about... This
is also the first podcast where a guest stops and stands up to hug you in the middle of it.
This is the first podcast where a guest... You heard him. It is a really great podcast. More importantly, the reason that the point of these podcasts, and I want to make this very clear, is I want to introduce you to Andy, and then I want you to find Andy on the road and go see him live and have a fucking blast. That is the point of these podcasts, you know? Sometimes I think people forget these people that are coming on have something, they should check it out, you know? Like, check out Andy Frasco. Go online. If you can watch Dancing Around My Grave and not cry, then if you can do that, you're a better man than me. That song, so I tell him this, but when I was about to get surgery on my arm, I was having panic and I needed to pick a song to go under to. And someone said, why don't you go under to Andy Frasco's in the UN, Dancing Around My Grave? And I didn't listen to it until I got out of surgery. And then I listened to it out of surgery in my chair one night, high on pain pills. I say this to Andy, and I was sobbing, crying. It is such a great fucking song. It is such a great song. Ooh, I just got emotional right there. I am very happy to call him my friend, but I am a fan first. I am a fan first, friend second. Maybe we'll flip that in the future. Hopefully not. Find him on tour, andyfrasco.com. Make sure to check out his podcast, Andy Frasco's World Saving Podcast. Let's not do ladies and gentlemen. People, please. Let's not gender. Let's not split genders. Family. Nope, that's not it. But brothers and sisters is still brother. I like brothers and sisters. I'm gonna start doing brothers and sisters. All y'all, put your hands together for my buddy Andy Frasco. Pivot away from that.
Okay.
Start a podcast. Jesus, man. See, that's what podcasts used to be. We've started. Where you just talk shit. You know what? I've started this new thing.
What?
I talked about it in therapy. And it works really well for me. I just decided to talk positive only about people.
Yeah.
Even if my hot take was something somewhat spicy, I decided to only find the positives and just point out positives. And then I also decided to stop gossiping.
Oh, like little Yenta stuff. Like what do you
What's
got?
Yenta?
What Yenta is like Yiddish for just like talking to talk.
I'm a hardcore Yenta.
Yeah.
Yeah, my whole fucking life.
Yeah, same here.
I've always enjoyed that, but like I felt like I was a part of the problem. Like if I got gossip and I like texted it to like 8 people to just, I don't know, have a little juice, have a little energy throughout the day. It happened this morning. Someone sent me some gossip about someone I know, and I just was like, I actually went like, I'm not getting into this, and I was like, I don't want that negativity in my life. And I went on Rogan, and obviously I just pointed out the things I loved. I just highlighted things I loved. Yeah. As opposed to, like sometimes I go on Rogan and get drunk and just talk shit. Yeah. And be like, fuck that guy. I can fucking run that fast. I can do this. Fuck this guy.
Want some mushrooms?
No.
These are microdoses. Yeah.
Those are microdoses?
Yeah.
Dude.
0.2.
So wait, how did you, the fuck?
I fly with mushrooms.
Really?
Yeah. They look like pills.
They do look like pills. So what's a microdose on a mushroom?
It's like 0.3.
0.3 ounces?
0.3 of a gram. So it's like, yeah, you'll have a little fuzzy.
The pill looks like a cock. You just think,
I felt like if we're gonna talk and get to know each other, might as well take some shrooms. Really get to know each other.
I fucking wish I could.
I know you're busy, man.
I have fucking the busiest day, and not the day to microdose.
Yeah,
not the best day to microdose.
Do you mind if I microdose?
I don't mind if you microdose at all.
Yeah.
So what's microdosing feel like?
Microdosing basically got me through depression. I was super depressed. I was living on the road for like, I told you this. I do 250 shows a year throughout the country and Europe and stuff. I was just getting like kind of lonely and sad because like no one really understands tour life. Like you understand it. And I feel for comedians because you build a network or like a community where like you go on tour with your homies, you're cooking shit and barbecuing. I see all that shit. It just gets lonely when when you're hungover and you're strung out, and then in the mornings you're like, you don't want to talk to your mom about it.
I know that feeling. There's no one you can talk. No one understands touring. No one, like they go, oh, that's got to be nice. You're on the bus with your buddies, and you're like, no, it's a little different than that. Mm-hmm. So wait, do you break the pill open and then?
I break the pill open as I'm spraying it all over your microphone.
So the next people will be microdosing also.
The mics are getting high. I break it up and do it out through the day because I don't like having that big rush of getting high. Yeah. I just like to have the consciousness of just being awake and being like open to have a conversation, just being vulnerable. Because sometimes it's hard for me to be vulnerable.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I have no problem being vulnerable. And I think it's a flaw.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like I've shared so much. I was sitting in a hot tub the other night and I was thinking about this new angle I'm having about I just like I'd go on fucking podcasts and I'd be like, I just talk shit about things I didn't know. Like I remember talking shit about Hugh Jackman one time.
You know nothing about him?
I know nothing about Hugh Jackman. I know nothing. It was just Segura was like, we were talking about actors who get jacked, and then I wonder if they turn into meatheads because they're not. Like Kumail's not a meathead. He's one of the most sensitive, insightful dudes I've met. But now that he's jacked, I wonder if he's like, get him away, bitch. You know?
You know what it is too? It's got to be like a sense of like when you get stuck, you can't really go out to bars and like so you're basically like trying to get that adrenaline out somewhere. I see how people just get fucking yoked out there.
Dude, look at Kumail right now. It looks fucking amazing.
Oh my God. Yeah, he's a hot dude now. Holy shit.
He looks physically.
Look at his shoulders.
He looks like he actually looks like a different human being right now. Like
is he getting pussy now, or does he have a wife?
Married.
He's married.
Yeah,
okay.
he's married and in love too.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, look at that.
He's one of the guys that won't. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with there's nothing wrong with getting divorced. There's nothing wrong with getting divorced. Anyone wants to get divorced. But sometimes it's like, sometimes, I don't know, you fucking put your eggs in a basket.
Yeah.
I know people do it with me.
Yeah.
They're like, hey man, I'm married. I go through tough times. Bert's open and honest about his relationship with his wife. And I don't know, it's kind of like you put your hope on someone and you go, as long as they can stay together, we can do it.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of cool when you see a Hollywood couple stay together.
Totally.
Like Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson. And I'm not dogging on anyone who's possibly gotten divorced recently and then in a new relationship. Look, trust me, I would love, there's a fucking short list I have of celebrity females that I would have a hard time saying, I'm not going to scrap my current life and go with you. Like there is I can think off the top of my head.
Who is it?
I just fucking Angelina Jolie.
Oh yeah.
And I know that seems problematic. I know that's not the relationship I think it is.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
She's so fucking hot.
Have you ever considered like swinging?
No,
No.
I'm not that guy.
No.
I've only had sex with 6 people. Women.
Really?
I don't know why I say people. Women. 6 women.
Really?
Yeah. I had a really bad first sex experience.
What happened?
Boy Scout. No, I'm kidding. No, it was, I just didn't perform well.
You come quick or what?
Way quick. And it wasn't even inside her. It was under her butt cheek in the bed. And so
you were just dry humping her?
I fucking didn't know. I thought I was in and I fucked the mattress. And then next thing you know, I'm like, oh shit. And then there's just with that comes a lot of like 17. And with that comes a lot of like, oh fuck, man, that was the worst it could have been. And that, by the way, that's not even everything. And I don't think people would believe me if I told them everything. I really don't think people will go, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
I mean, it like,
you talked to your therapist about it?
No, but I don't need to because it made me not fuck a lot.
Yeah.
So then I just have my wife, so I'm good.
Oh shit.
So like I'm good. I like that's the other thing is like these traumas happen in your life, they turn you into the person you are, and then one day you're like a cool person that respects women, and maybe you respect them just because you go, I just don't want them to see see how awkward I really am.
Yeah.
I don't know, for whatever reason. I'm not saying that I go to strip clubs. I'm a regular human being, but like I just also can tour with a young lady and then make sure that she feels, because I have weird like intimacy things.
Same.
So yeah.
But, I had a sex addiction when I was 15. Had sex with my teacher in high school when I was senior in high school, and I was like I was really a sex addict, like bad, like, and it was like the same thing. I didn't want people to feel my awkwardness or my weirdness, so I would just have a bunch of one night stands. I still never had a girlfriend.
Are you serious?
Yeah, man.
Never
kind
had
of
a
fucked
girlfriend?
up about it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. And if I had, I think that, that the idea that you have is like, maybe that's the reason why I became a musician, to live in different towns every day, because I was afraid of intimacy.
I know for a fact that being on the road helps you live out the life that you like. It is hard to have relationships.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact I'm having a tough time with my daughters, because I'm like, today I told them, I go, we were having dinner last night, and I said something about, I've only got a couple weeks here, and Leanne goes, a week, and I guess my face dropped, and Isla goes, oh shit, look at that, and I want my youngest, and I go, what? And she goes, your face changed. You have 1 week here, and then she goes, when are you back? And I go, November or October. No, November. Yeah, I'm back in November. And she goes, wait, you're gone for a month? And I was like, oh my God. And I was like, it just happened so quick.
Do they give you shit about you doing long runs now?
I don't think they have an option. And I think that's what upsets them.
Yeah.
Is they don't have an option. They don't have a say in it. That it's what I do for a living. And I love it. So Isla said to me, she goes, you're gonna have fun. And I was like, I know I will. And she goes, you love the road. Like, I do love the road. I really do love. But like you said, I've set it up so that road is really fucking
Your
fun.
sanctuary.
Yeah. Rogan's one that taught me that.
What did he teach you about that?
I used to believe in supporting local comedy. It's the dumbest thing in the world. And
Why?
I wish, because I used to be like, I used to believe that if you supported local comedy, you were doing good for the comedy scene in general. So I would say, I'm not going to bring my feature acts with me. I'm going to go to Portland, and then you guys set me up with someone good. Because for most parts, everyone was bringing their feature acts with them.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, how cool to let a local Portland guy do 6 sold out shows, or if they want to switch them out every night, they can do whatever they want, but like let the local guys get good shows under their belts.
Yeah.
Not just open mics. And it was beating me up. It was beating me up because you'd go and you'd meet sometimes horrific human beings.
Yeah.
Horrific human beings who just had their own life in mind, not thinking like I'm gonna help. Horrific human beings.
Not even were they even thankful that you're giving them like sold out shows and shit?
They would talk shit about you behind your back. They would fuck it. You just had some really, and then you had some really good ones. You had some real good ones, like met the guys that I'm all touring with. I met, they were local comics.
Yeah.
Dave Williamson, I met in Miami. We did Louisville together. I want to work with him for the rest of my life. Shane Torres, I met in Portland. Jesus Trejo, I met in out by the what's the new improv out by the beach? Fucking that way. Anyway,
Long Beach or
no, up north. I forget the name of it for whatever reason. We did New Year's Eve together like 5 years ago, and then so I met all of them on the road, and I know a lot of good guys from the road. Jeff Tate, I met from the road. I know a lot of good guys from the road, but that list is short compared to the guys that were like, this fucking scene's so hot, and you're like, ugh.
Yeah, it's like this pretentious look. Like I did that when I first started my career. Was like I bought a van when I was 19, and I grew up in LA, so like the musicians that are good didn't give me the fucking respect. So I just said, I'm just gonna hire local musicians in every city and basically Craigslist musicians in every city, and I would just be the front man, like Chuck Berry style, in every city. And from that, like kind of like that idea of like bringing local community together, it kind of fucked me up because now like I'm not huge, I'm getting bigger than I was, and now all these dudes who didn't give a fuck about me are like, yo, let me sit in, like they're entitled for me to like have them sit in now. We're
sweet, tell me about that. That's a really smart idea.
Yeah, I was like a lone wolf my whole life, and like, you know, when I decided to be a musician at 19, I was like, you know, I don't have enough money to hire any of these LA cats, and every LA cat that I end up hiring ends up getting taken from Disney, like fucking Selena Gomez or like all these guys. I'm like, screw it. I'm just going to be on the road by myself and learn an instrument and have like local musicians in every city just back me up. And I basically did like 4 chord songs, and just expanded them like hour songs.
That's so smart. So you just made simple songs for them to,
so they could learn it.
Yeah.
And that's why I fell in love with the blues and like, you know, these ideas of these like 3 or 4 chord songs. And like the Beatles are so keen at that, and the Stones are so keen at that. I'm like, why the fuck can't I do that if these guys are doing it?
So wait, take me backwards though. When did you start playing music?
18.
At 18?
Yeah. I used to manage bands and work at like Capitol Records and book bands and stuff when I was like 14. And I did that for like 4 years. And I worked at Drive Thru Records, and, you know, because I grew up in the Valley, grew up in West Hills. So like I could get internship at Capitol, or I could book shows at the Key Club, or book shows at the Roxy or the local venue. So I just did that to build a network because I just loved the music business. And then it was like 2006 when the music industry kind of took a shit, and they fired all the kids when they should have fired all the old people who don't understand like new age marketing.
It should have gotten rid of all the fucking adults who were set in their ways with their big fucking Mercedes.
What's the deal with that? Why do people like not trust the youth?
I think because it's scary. I remember explaining podcasting to it. By the way, we definitely have to get back to you having sex with your teacher. I don't want anyone to think I've forgotten that. I remember going into do radio in Richmond, and I was explaining to the hot DJ there that he was like big time, and he was like, so I understand you got one of those little podcasts. And I was like, and the guy was my age, and I remember thinking, you're shooting yourself in the foot right now. You don't realize that these guys don't care about you. That you are a price tag. And once you think you're more than that price tag, they'll very quickly change you out for a price tag. You're doing interviews in between songs. You are so disposable right now.
It's true.
And by the way, the interview is horrible. And he did a Sherry's Berries read in the middle of our interview. And I said, oh, wow, you do Sherry's Berries? And he goes, to the sponsor, we get $100 a read. Or no, we get $50 a read. And I went, what do you mean? And he goes, every time I read it, I get $50. He goes, one day podcasting will get there. And I said, I get 5,000. And he goes, what? And I go, I get $5,000 for one Sherry's Berries read. And if anytime I read it, I get another $5,000. And he went, but by the way, you only get like Sherry's Berries comes around Mother's Day, Valentine's Day. So you're not getting a ton of Sherry's Berries reads throughout the year. By the way, sorry if Sherry's Berries, if I'm blasting your spot. But if you know, it's based on your downloads, and Sherry's Berries would hit you up and be like, yo, it's Mother's Day. Send your mother Sherry's Berries. It's a great fucking present. Yeah. And Sherry's Berries is pretty fucking awesome. Yeah. Now I'm going to pay it back to you, Sherry's Berries. You're getting a read for free. So amortize that fucking original read. But Mother's Day, Valentine's Day. And he goes, what do you mean? I said, yeah, we do it once and we just get it. And he goes, whoa, hold on. And I said, wait, how do you do like 100 of these reads? And he goes, no, I do like 4. And I was like, so you're getting $200 for a Sherry's Berries read? And he goes, why would they pay radio $200? I go, they're not. I said, they're paying radio $5,000. They're probably paying radio $20,000, $100,000. And that is going to all those people in there. Yeah. And I just remember walking through radio at his place, looking at in Richmond. I'm not top big market, but looking around and going, everyone is getting a piece of that Sherry's Berries read. And they didn't do anything. Yeah. This woman, I don't think this woman even knows what to do. Yeah. And I remember some guy sticking his head in and he goes, going to lunch. I'm going to do a late lunch. Then I think I'm going to head out early, go see my kid's soccer game. And I was like, wow, if you were my employee, I would not have that. Yeah. I was like, if I have to give you part of my Sherry's Berries read, you're going to stick around until I'm done working. Yeah. And I was like, and that is the youth, you know, and I'm not by far young, but I looked at comedy the same way where I was like, this old format of like, get on Comedy Central, no one watches it. Yeah. And then hopefully something happens.
Same thing as a record deal. Like everyone's like, oh yeah, like the big dream, get signed by Capitol, get on that. But it's like all that shit is fucking bullshit. Because like I started a podcast 4 years ago and never thought I was fucking crazy. Like musicians shouldn't be talking and stuff. And now every fucking musician has a podcast. Yeah. Man, damn, it's like,
dude, like it's so funny. It's so funny. I've talked to people that go, you know, I've wanted to do this for a while. I just needed to wait. I needed to wait until someone got me a deal.
Well, like a pandemic or something.
And I was just like, what do you mean a deal? Just do it. Like fucking, that's the beauty of, I say this to anyone listening, please. If you want to do a podcast, start it today and let it suck for a year. Yeah. And let no one, but you figure out what you like about it and then let it get kind of good. Go listen to those early episodes of Rogan. They're not the best fucking broadcasting you've ever heard. Yeah. We're all fucking high as shit. We're everyone's cutting each other off. Fucking 9 people are speaking at the same time. And Joe just was smart enough to go, all right, less people. Let's skinny this up. Let's maybe not get as I remember the day Joe said to us, hey, you guys know people are listening to this right now. And we were like, huh? He was like, you guys are fucking around. This is valuable time. Someone's on a train right now. Let's focus. And I went, oh yeah. You have a responsibility to kind of do your job a little better, but you don't know that when you start a podcast. So wait, let's go back to you fucking your teacher. So how did that happen?
I was just like, I've been the same height my whole life. I have sisters who are 8 years older than me. So like, I remember losing my virginity to like an older lady.
Really?
Yeah, 15. I had sex with her in my car and I came real quickly and stuff. And then I got addicted to it. And then,
well, yeah, we were all addicted to it,
dude. I was like, then I started like having sex with like pregnant girls in the back of my car.
Wait, how were you meeting them?
I was promoting shows, so I would my hustle was like, I'd go to school. I was on the swim team, so I have to I could get out of class at noon because I had a 5 a.m. swim practice. Yeah. So I got out at noon, and I would just go to. There's like 10 high schools and colleges all in this area. So I would just like put flyers on every car for all my shows and just like build this, it was called Lifeline Promotion. And from there, it was just like macking the TAs, just really? Like, and they would like come on to me and I'm just like flirt with them. And just like, it was just like, I guess I grew up quick.
This is going to sound weird, but this is going to sound, I'm going to say it the right way. So I don't just go, there was a time of the slut, but there was like, I remember being afraid of chicks around that time. Yeah. And it's when I met my wife. It's right around that time because I was like, all they want to do is fuck, and that's not what I'm here for.
Yeah.
Like, I want to have sex, but I want to also fall in love with you, and I want you to fall in love with me, and I want to trust you, and I don't want to just, because I had gotten cheated on a couple times.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck this. Like, everyone looked at the thing as like men could fuck whoever they want. Why can't women? And I was like, hold on, men aren't supposed to do that either.
Yeah.
Like, we're just supposed to, like, ideally, we're supposed to like find a partner, fall in love. And I was like, why is everyone just being whores right now? And I was so scared of fucking at that time, because I was like, I don't want to just find this hot chick, have her fuck me, and then be like, beat it, fat boy. And I'm like, oh.
Did anyone break your heart when you were a kid?
That's all that happened.
What's the one you remember the most?
The first one, 8th grade.
What happened?
She started dating Thompson Rankins, and I had gone to a different school. I had gone to Jesuit. I was leaving 8th grade, going to Jesuit, and over the summer I found out, like, I just wasn't talking to her, and I found out she was dating Thompson Rankins, or at least she was talking on the phone with him, and I was friends with Thompson, but I no longer went to that school. I was at a new school, and I was destroyed, and I remember I cried, and I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, what is this feeling? Like, it was almost like a panic attack. And I went in my bathroom and I was crying. My feelings were hurt. And then I was like, and then I pined over her for like that whole summer. And then I went to, and then I kind of compared every girl to her. Like, every girl. Like, I couldn't really, like, I was like, it's not as good as that. Like, all through high school. Yeah. All through high school. And then,
So you wanted her through, even when she broke your heart, you still kept coming back to her?
No, I never talked to her again.
Yeah.
But she was the bar at which a woman needed to excel. She was just beautiful. She was funny. She was just, and by the way, I didn't really know her that well. I mean, I knew her that well, but I didn't like have like heartfelt conversations with her. It was just, that was the bar. And I dated a bunch of other chicks and had fun, but I just was like, this is going to sound weird. I would see people like at homecoming, like Ty Rodriguez and his girlfriend would spend the night at a hotel, and we'd come over and they'd be cuddling in bed, and it grossed me out. And I was like, ugh, you're cuddling with a chick? Like, oh God. It was bizarre. And then
what triggered that though?
I lost my virginity during that time, and I'm sure that was it. That I was like, I just was like,
when you came on that girl's butt?
Yeah. She didn't even know it.
How?
She never knew. She just was like, are you gonna put
you
it in?
had a condom or?
Yeah. She was like, are you gonna put it in? And then I came, and then I started to have sex with her after she said that. I'd already had an orgasm, so that's not that fun.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, no, this is kind of weird, and I'm pretty sure I'm getting you pregnant.
Yeah.
But but then I fell in love hard as fuck in freshman year of college.
Yeah.
Like, and then all the fucking, and it was like, oh, okay, this is the new bar. And then probably kind of once more, and then my wife. And then 2 chicks in between, 3 chicks in between maybe, or whatever. But, yeah. But have you ever fallen in love?
Yeah. I fell in love in 6th grade. I stole my mom's old jewelry and gave it to this girl. And she just fucking threw it on the ground, and it kind of I think that was my first, like, started realizing, like, all right, maybe I'm not destined to fall in love. And then the third girl I had sex with, my mom let me go on tour with this band. I booked this whole nationwide tour when I was 16.
This is like, I mean, this sounds like almost like craziness to me.
I grew up quick. My mom,
you're the youngest, right?
I'm the youngest by 8 years. So my parents were older, and they're like, it's like,
how old are your parents now?
69.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then your oldest sister's how old?
42. So I'm 33. Right. And so I was 16. I went on tour. It was like, I just got my car, but my mom let me go. I was cold calling all these venues, and I finally got this band, like a shitty tour, but we all went in this like 1985 Winnebago with the guitar player's brother driving us. It's like, it was a total family thing. And I had sex with a girl in Houston, Texas. And she's like, I always wanted to have sex with like a Jewish guy. And like, it was wild. And we fucked in the back of her truck. And I didn't have a condom. And I came really quickly. And I pulled out. And I'm just cum all everywhere. And I thought I got her pregnant. 3 weeks later, she's like, I'm late. And like, I'm 16. I was at a venue. I'm like happy, making money at the Coldwell Cafe. I'm like, yeah, this is fucking awesome. And then she's like, just want to let you know, my friend died. I'm stressed out, but I'm 3 weeks late. I was 16. I'm like thinking about, I'm so neurotic. I'm thinking about like being on the Maury show and Springer and just like, LA is like that. And I had a pin in myself and I never talked to her ever since. She didn't call me, didn't reach out. So I could have a kid who's like 17, 18.
That would be pretty cool though to meet him now.
It's like Dewey Cox. You want to play catch, boy? But like, I think that kind of thing, like, oh, that thing that's so intimate, like pregnancy, a baby, like this is a huge deal.
Yeah.
And didn't reach out to me. I was thinking like, oh, well, maybe love it, or maybe this whole idea of love is in my head. That's when I started, like, maybe I should just be a single dude and just like have one night stands. And I basically did that until I was 30. And then I basically slowed it way the fuck down.
Really?
Yeah.
So how do you compartmentalize a sexual addiction? Like, do you go, well, just gonna let it run its course, or do you?
Yeah, it was kind of like I was trying to take out things in my life that was triggering it. Like it was cocaine. I was doing a bunch of cocaine when I was on tour, taking drugs, just like knowing the idea that I'm leaving tomorrow, so I can't really build this like intimate relationship with someone. I'm just going to basically live through text messages through a year with someone until I see him again.
So did you ever have someone that you had sex with and you kept texting with?
Oh yeah, everyone. I mean, I have good relationships with the girls I hook up with. I'm not like a bad dude. It's just like we build this thing like, listen, this is just a one night stand and this is what it's going to be. And they're like, yeah, it's fine. Yeah. And from there, it's just like, I just like started thinking that that's fucking normal.
Well, but it is though. It is kind of like so like this is not the same, but like we're trying to plan a trip for my family over New Year's, like to take a trip with the girls. It'll be like our last big family trip before Georgia goes to college. And I realized yesterday I don't ever want to fly with my family again.
Why? What happened?
Because they don't do it right, and I don't want to be around them.
Well, you're the pro. You got to teach them.
Nope, it's not gonna happen. And so I talked about it in therapy, and then they were planning the trip, and I said, why don't I meet you guys in that city? And they're like, really? I was like, yeah, I'll meet you there, and then why don't you guys, if you guys need to leave on the 5th, leave on the 5th, and I'm gonna stick around for a day. And my wife's like, don't you want to come home with us? And I said, I think it might be good for my brain to be by myself somewhere and just go skiing by myself. And she was like, okay. And I did it totally because I don't want to fly with them.
Yeah.
Because when I get in the airport, the way they behave, and this might be like, I need to get in an airport and it needs to be streamlined. I have a certain way I behave, and anything makes me uncomfortable. Like I flew with my cousin Andrew, you just met, and he was like, I mean, this is like so callous of me, but we're in Vegas and we're getting ready to go. And he's like, wait, where are you guys going? We're going to pre-check. He's like, hold on, let me find out if I'm pre-check. And my brain went, you don't know if you're pre-check? Bye. And I just walked away. I was like, I can't, if you don't know if you're pre-check or not.
I'm like that too.
And I just go, I'm bye. And then my tour manager was like, hold on, I'm going to wait for Andrew. I go, okay. And I just left. And he goes, well, wait, I'll walk with you. And I went, no, you do what you got to do. And then I just left. I texted him and I was like, I'll see you guys later. Good, safe flight. And I realized that, and I didn't have a panic attack. I was really good in the airport. And I was like, I'll just do that with my family. Like, I don't need to fly with them.
Yeah.
Like, let them fly. I'm not going to fly home to fly with them. Fuck no. I'll just meet them there. And then if they want to go, I'll let them go. And then.
But okay, I'm playing therapist here now. Do you think that's why your kids are like, oh, fuck this?
Maybe. Yeah, but I don't know what to do, how to fix that. Like, and it's already over. They're already going to college. I'm good. I mean, like, it's other things that like, it's like I'm on tour all October, this whole month. And I have 3 weekends off, three Tuesdays off, technically. Monday, Tuesdays.
You get Mondays and Tuesdays off normally?
Monday and Tuesday. This tour, we've probably, if we're doing 70 shows, we've added 80.
But you're the guy who likes to stay busy, so that's fine with that.
So theoretically, I've actually just I just memorized all my show. I realized I memorized all my shows. But so it's like probably we've added Wednesday shows, we've added Sunday shows, we've added so I only get Monday, Tuesday off. And I was like, well, I'm gonna fly home on Monday. to turn around and fly home back on Tuesday. I was like,
Yeah.
if I'm going to do that, I'm not going to try to jam in time with my daughters because it's not going to work the way I think it is.
Yeah.
They have school all day. They get done school. They go to do homework. You see them for 15 minutes. I was like, I'm going to go fucking work more. So I was like, I'll fly to Austin. I'll do 2 Bears with Tom. I'll maybe do another Rogan with Tom, or maybe Ari will show up while I'll party. I was like, I'll just go to fucking Austin and work. Or I'll go to Cleveland to promote the Cleveland show. You know, that's the way my brain works. Because I go, I'm out. And I'm certain there's probably I've done that my whole career. Like if I get ready for a special, it is fucking game on.
Yeah.
The second I get
Like
that
an
offer,
athlete.
I am done. I am
Yeah.
out. And so I'm sure there's part of my daughters that my wife's not like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like this morning, I just threw a temper tantrum. I got up and I walked in to give Isla a kiss, and they're all making coffee and making breakfast, and she goes, "Don't touch my hair," and I already touched her hair, and she goes, "God, ugh," and I go, "Well, I'm sorry," and she goes, "No, it's just respect my boundaries," and I went, "What?" And by the way, this is all fucking shit that I'm sure every dad is going through that is mine. And then I'm like, say to my daughter Georgia, "Can I touch your hair?" And she's like, "Yeah." Like,
Like creepy.
I just gave her. I was giving him a kiss on the head, like good morning.
Yeah.
What you do to a kid?
Yeah.
And then I go, all right, I'm just gonna go back to bed. This is not working out the way I wanted to. And Isla goes, just respect my boundaries. And I go, I'm not getting in a fight right now. I was like, I'm going back to bed. Fuck everyone. And then Leanne's like, well, not fuck everyone. And I go, no, I just got up. I was like, I'm fucking out. And then Leanne fucking was like, don't go to bed. Hang out with us. So I sat up. I had coffee. It got better. And then Isla keeps breaking my balls about boundaries. And I'm like,
how does Leanne deal with? Do they have a different relationship with Leanne than with you? Like, or does she know how to like?
Very different.
Yeah, that bum you out?
No. I want them to have a good relationship with somebody.
Yeah,
I mean, they have a good relationship with me. We're fine, but like, they have a very different relationship with Leanne. Like there's certain things they like. For instance, Georgia picked up the cat today. They were playing some Doja Wolf or something, and Georgia picked up the cat and was dancing with the cat.
Yeah.
And Leanne went and danced, and I can't dance with the cat because I'm allergic to cats.
Yeah.
So like that, I was like, all right, good. And then Isla's dancing, and then I'm just still like making my coffee, and I'm like, I don't know. It's weird when dad jumps in. It's like, it just is like for these days and at this age in their life, when dad jumps in, it's like, ugh.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. And it's kind of like weird because like you say you have this gap to hang out with your kids.
Yeah.
So it's like this force. You're forcing them to come hang out with you.
Yeah. I'm basically saying, I do it all the night, every time. Last night it was like, hey, you guys want to watch TV? And they're like, we have homework. And I was like, don't do it. And they're like, huh? I was like, just don't do it. Like, fuck, can't you just not do homework? Like,
Yeah.
I never did homework.
Yeah.
And Leanne's like, don't say that. I go, I want to watch this Squid Game show. And then both of them, like, oh, we already started watching it with mom. And I was like, what? And so like, and then you're sitting on the outside going like, okay. And so I think that part of it is getting cool with it. It's like, I didn't really fucking hang out with my parents at all.
Yeah.
At all. Like, came home, went to my room, got up, went to school, baseball, go to my friend's house, and then come home and go to sleep. I didn't fucking, like, were you close with your parents?
Not really. Like they were like, they were just working because it's like it costs so much to live in LA. So like my dad always worked. He was a real estate broker. My mom was kind of like in this depression mode where her kids are leaving the nest. And then there's me who's just fucking everything and getting in trouble. And like, I'm not like, I didn't get in trouble, but like the principal found out that I had sex with a teacher. They caught me having a threesome in the Carl's Jr. parking lot because my friend ratted me out because I didn't show up early enough. Like,
Was it threesome with the teacher?
No, 2 girls.
Yeah.
And we were just hooking up in the Carl's Jr. Like we were 17. We don't know where to go. So we were just like, had a sandwich and then started making out and touching each other and shit. And then I got the knock on the door from my mom and my dad, like, get the fuck out of this car and come home.
Wait, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, they
caught me so much. Like I had sex. They caught me eating out a girl at a family reunion. It was like my second cousin's friend who brought. I never met this family before. They're in Connecticut. Like,
are you serious,
dude? Yeah, they knew I was like real.
Here's the thing that's I find interesting, and it's the reason I could never be a front man of a band. It's like I was in a band in college, and we never went anywhere. But there is a sexiness to a lead singer. There's like a guy that can connect.
Yeah.
And that must have been like a very easy transition for you.
Yeah. That's how I was my whole life. I was like emceeing Battle of the Bands and stuff when I was like 14, 13. You know?
Really?
So it was like, that was always in me. So like my mom just left me alone. And my dad was just so busy working. Like going back to what you said about the kid thing, I feel that way towards my band. Sometimes I overhear conversations of them, like I'm like giving them this great life and like feeding them and taking care of them. And all of a sudden I'll overhear them with their girlfriends are saying, "Oh, like I can't wait to get back fucking home." And I'm like, motherfucker, dude, I am on the road fucking grinding this motherfucker out. And all of a sudden you're just wanting to go home. Like,
Yeah.
it's like it's like the idea of like they're not being appreciative for all the hard work you're doing on the road to give them this amazing life. This house is dope. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, like,
dude, well, yeah. I mean, I don't have that. Yeah. I've said that out loud before.
And what happened?
Well, it just doesn't go well.
What'd you say?
Just like, I don't fucking, no, don't worry guys. I'll be here whenever you need money. Just come to me. That's right. I'll just bust my fucking ass and drive myself into a fucking early grave.
Yeah.
But I hope you guys are set up.
Yeah.
And
can't wait for your university. You're gonna pay.
But it's funny because, you know, I'm curious. How do you tour? Like, what's your tour look like?
We'll do 60 shows. We do kind of the same thing as you, like five shows a week. And like right now I'm on a 3.5 month tour. So like I had a day off.
Pull up his tour dates, would you?
I had a day off and we played in Seattle on Sunday and Saturday. I had a day off, went to Denver just to look at my house, and I flew here to do this. And then
what made you move to Denver?
The music community. It's got one of the biggest music communities in the country, and then it's close to Red Rocks. It's like I felt like I had like a path of where like
you've done Red Rocks.
Yeah, I did Red Rocks.
Yeah, I saw that on after we did our thing. I pulled up one of your videos. Well, you know what? I've been following you for a while, but you know what? The one thing that was like the nail in the coffin of why I fell in love with you was I was getting ready to go under for surgery.
Yeah, I want to know about that. Your arm too.
Yeah.
Later.
But I was getting ready to go under for surgery, and someone DM'd me and was like, "Yo, play dancing
around my grave
when you go under." And I was like, I cannot play that. And by the way, I hadn't even heard it yet. And I was like, I cannot play it. And then I got out of surgery and I'm sitting in that thing and I'm on pain pills and I'm watching. I can't sleep. I'm in like a chair with a cast on, and I played Dancing Around My Grave. And I was like, oh my God, I started crying. I was like, this is a great fucking song. This is a fucking great song. And I was like, oh my God. And then I started listening to it a lot and being like, it made me cry. I would cry listening to it. It's such a great fucking song.
Thanks, Bert.
But so you were in Seattle.
Seattle, had a day off in Denver just to basically check in with my team is in Denver, and I run a couple Airbnb properties in Denver, and like I'm building this like Airbnb thing where I could just like if I'm in a certain part of town or a certain part of the region of the country, I could just go to that Airbnb instead of like flying my ass all the way to Denver for 2 days, like you said. Like the time you get there, you get like 45 minutes, and then it's like you fly back, and then you're back with the band, and like. So I wanted to build this life where I could kind of just be mobile wherever I want to be. And it's just been dude. When I go. Like that's why I wanted to ask you. Like you say you have 2 days off, but in your brain you're still working on those 2 days.
Oh, I don't have 2 days off. Like I mean, if you look at my calendar, I have 2 days off. I was just on a phone call with a part of my team, and they were trying to figure out when I was planning on doing I have a buddy who has a radio show in Cleveland, and I said, and they were like, we're going to set up a phoner with you and him. I was like, no. If I go do a show, I want to go in. And I want to hang out with him. Like I have a buddy in DC who's got a radio show. I'll call into him. Like I'll call into my other friend too. But in my opinion, I'd much rather be there. Yeah. I'd rather go in and have a fucking blast.
Yeah, it's the same thing with any conversation. Like, you know, like I had to do a bunch of podcasts during the pandemic. It was just all fucking Skypes and Zooms. It's just like, how do you like really like see eye contact and feel when people are asking you something, you know?
Or the hard part is to well, I interrupt people constantly, but to interrupt somebody in the middle of something and go, well, I want to ask about that thing. And it was kind of like monologue versus monologue. And I mean, Zooms are fine. I'll do them if we need to, but I only do them with people I really know because it's a lot easier. But yeah, so I don't have those 2 days off. I just look at it like Monday you fly, and then Tuesday you work, and then you fly out Tuesday night. And then 3 days off is tricky for me.
Yeah, I start getting depressed.
Me too. I have a hard time not working.
Yeah, same here. I'm a workaholic. Like,
Yeah.
how do you? That's what I wanted to ask you too. Like, what's the idea of like, how do you not get burnt out? Just stay focused or keep on doing tasks.
I don't think there's such a thing as getting burnt out. Like, I don't believe in burnt out. What I know. Here's the thing, though. Also, so I'm trying to figure out this thing with my body, because there's this thing that if my highs will get really high and I'll notice it, and then I can come down really hard, and then all of a sudden it's not depression, but it's just not feeling great. And what it is a lot of times is my highs are coupled with a lot of hardcore boozing.
Yeah,
and like fuck yeah, like, and then so what I did, this is a perfect example, is I did this great fucking theater in Vegas, and then I knew that I had to fly to Austin the next day, that I was doing Two Bears and Rogan, which is basically roughly 9 hours of talking in a day. And I knew I was going to be partying really hard. And then Tom was like, hey, we're going to this soccer game, and then I want to take you here. And then, so it was like, so that night in Vegas, I went out, we went to dinner, we had a couple drinks, and then I kind of actually did like a, okay, I'm done. And then everyone's like, whoa, you're not going out? Because we're in Vegas and it's like 11:30. I go, nope, I'm going to slow it down and then bring me to my room and take it down a notch. So I go to my room, still not really down because I just got off a fucking great goddamn show.
Yeah, adrenaline.
Yeah. And so I listened to some history podcasts, didn't get a great night's sleep, but that next morning I knew that I didn't redline it. So I knew that there was energy in the tank. And so I think sometimes I think my thing is not getting burnt out. It's me partying too hard and riding the high for too long. But like, I can work. I mean, I enjoy the fucking, I mean, I did 3 months in Serbia, 12 hours a day, 5 days a week, 7 days a week towards the end. I just was like, I'd rather work than not.
Yeah, that's why I can't, like, my brain starts going crazy when I start having to do these one-offs.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in town for 5 days, and then like I have to play, like, you know, let's say Memphis. Like, I'm going to Memphis this week to play with Widespread Panic and Nathaniel Rateliff and oh yeah, you're a Florida boy, right? You know Panic.
I love Widespread Panic.
Dave Schools produced 3 of my records.
Are you serious?
Yeah, their bass player.
I love Widespread Panic.
Yeah, he's the one who got me off coke and addicted to pussy.
Really?
Yeah, I swear to God. He's like, you can't do this your whole life, dude. You need to find love. You need to, like, you can't be doing blow all the time. Like, he got me off all that. And like,
really?
Yeah. And that's what I think, that idea of like not having something to do. Like, I was spending my time, like, I still party. Like, I'm on a 5-week bender right now with the tour. We've been on tour for 5 weeks, and I drink, and, you know, it's like, it's just hard to turn it off.
Yeah.
And like, cause you know, you have other shit to do. Like, I'm not drinking all day. I start drinking like halfway through my set, and I drink until and I'm, by the way, not to jinx myself with longevity, but like, I don't drink all day at all. And like today I go, I'm going to work out. I'm trying to think of this. I was trying to think of this promo video. So I spent 2 hours this morning playing around with this promo video. I got it dialed in. I sent the idea to my team. They greenlit it. And then I was like, okay, now I'm going to do it. I got on the treadmill. I took a conference call. I do a podcast. I'm going to get back on the treadmill. I have another conference call, do another podcast. And then I have another conference call. I'm going to polar plunge. And then at like 7:00 at night, I'm going to open a bottle of wine. Yeah.
But like, I can't just, I mean, I can go all day, all nonstop all day, but I know that puts a dent in the next day for me.
Yeah, same. Totally. I'm like that too. Like, and it's also like, you don't feel like you're the most productive you could be when you know, like when I'm day drinking, my brain kind of starts turning into party mode, you know?
I've always looked at those guys that I've toured with. They go, we go to lunch and they go, what kind of IPAs do you have? And I go, for real?
Yeah.
Are we starting? And they're like, well, I'm just gonna have a beer with lunch. And I was like, for what? The calories? Just have a milkshake if you're looking for calories.
I'm the same way, dude.
I go, hey man, I'm gonna have, by the way, I won't even have a root beer.
Yeah.
Like I'll have a Diet Coke. I won't even have a Diet Coke if I have like, because I'm also hypersensitive to caffeine. Like I'll drink water or Kool-Aid and that's it.
Yeah.
But if someone wants to like, I'm always shocked when people can have a beer and turn it off. I go, oh no, I had a beer, it's on.
Yeah, that's how I'm saying. I have no switch. I have one switch.
Yeah.
And I'm in, and I'm raging.
Yeah.
If not, can't just like, what about? Okay, here's a question too. What about during your off days, and you start like, do you drink? Do you have day drinking?
So yeah, so that's been that's been a little bit of a problem for me.
I'm the same way.
Like,
bro.
because they were like, we were trying to figure out. We have 3 days off in Florida, and we're trying to figure out. We were in Tallahassee on the 24th. And then we're in Jacksonville that Thursday. I think Thursday is our first show in Jacksonville. So they're like, what do you want to do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? And they're like, it's Fantasy Fest in Key West. Let's go to Key West. And then Dave Williamson's like, hey guys, if we're looking to like rest, this might not be the best idea for Bert. And because they're like, it's just going to be an all-day party. And he will go into Jacksonville worse for wear.
Yeah.
Then they're like, well, let's go to the Bahamas. And everyone's like, yeah. And then they're thinking, we'll be in the water. Well, and then Dave once again texts. He's like, okay, once again, if we're on a boat, I guarantee you their beer is out. Like, let's think, what's the best for us resting? And so we're trying to figure out, we might just get a Airbnb in Jacksonville Beach, just be on the beach and relax. But even still, I'm probably going to have an early day drink.
Yeah.
Like, unless I can do something physical.
Well, it's that 3-day rule, like you said. After 2 days of working, you finally have that day. That's what's the problem with me. Like I'll work for those 2 days, and then that third day, before I have the next 5-day run, I'll black out till 3 or 4 a.m. Drink at the bar because it's like, or like we're in town. People want to see us. They only see us once a year, and I'll just like start drinking all day, and then I'm a piece of shit on show day.
Gentlemen, the holidays came early because Manscaped, the leading men's hygiene brand, has launched their new products, all new ultra premium body wash and 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. God damn it, I love 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. It's time to give yourself beautiful skin, hair, and balls this holiday season. I guarantee your hygiene routine will never be the same. Go to manscaped.com/Bert for 20% off plus free shipping. Make sure you're feeling and smelling prepared for a little action under the mistletoe. Leanne is obsessed with her fucking clippers. Leanne did a podcast read. Oh, here's Isla. Maybe not the person I want to finish up my Manscaped read in front of. If you have dry skin, you're in luck because their new products include ultra premium body wash. This 16-ounce aluminum bottle with pump top is infused with aloe vera and sea salt to keep your skin feeling fresh, clean, and moisturized. If you're going to be using body wash, you have to make sure it's good for your skin. I guarantee you this is, because it's clean, it's vegan, dye-free formula scented with authentic refined cologne. The 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner have key ingredients with benefits that include sea kelp extract. This helps remove toxins while hydrating hair and scalp. Coconut water hydrates for a refreshing look and feel, nourishing and conditioning. Saw palmetto helps prevent hair strengthening and regeneration. And take care of those hairs, fella. Don't forget the Lawnmower 4.0, which Leanna is obsessed with. She keeps hers over on her side, and she's like, don't touch it. That's mine. She did one read for Manscaped, and the woman is like fucking head to toe Manscaped. That's all she talks about.
Ride or die.
She is a ride or die for Manscaped. I'm telling you, get their Perfect Package 4.0, which includes crop preserver, crop reviver, anti-chafing ball deodorant, moisturizer, toner, and you can already put your deodorant on your armpits. Why aren't you putting something on your balls, right, guys? Get 20% off plus free shipping by go to manscaped.com/Bert. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com/Bert. Clean up your candy cane this year with Manscaped. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, let me tell you. There is not, for me, when I know I have a day off, like, so I've got to plan a day off. So like Sunday, I'm giving myself the day off. I've set up Sunday to be a day off.
What do you do on your day off?
I start planning it again. Like I still start working. So like this morning, so I got a big group. I got big group of people tickets to go see the Rams game. This has already happened, so I'm comfortable telling everyone about it. We got like 24 tickets to go see the Rams game. I wanted to bring all our families and all our friends and all their families, and treat everyone and get a Sprinter van, take us all down there. Leave at like 11. The game starts at 1. Get down there early, enjoy the facilities, see a little bit of a little bit of the warm up, watch the entire game, and then come home that night. And then that was it. And then I just start over planning. And today I texted, I was like, okay, everyone get here at 9 a.m. We're gonna do mimosas and Bloody Marys, and I'm gonna make breakfast burritos for all the kids on our griddle outdoors, and then we'll all hang out. Maybe, and then I was like, maybe we'll smoke a little weed. I've got mushrooms. I was like, maybe we'll all, and then everyone's like, hey man, this seems like a very long day for me. And I'm like, I was like, well, turn it up, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like crank it up, bitch. Yeah. Like this is my day off. We're going to fucking bust our ass and have a fucking day off. And Leanne's like, hey, dial it down. Like I can't just, I get depressed. I get up and I just stand around. I'm like, so what are we doing?
Yeah.
Leanne's like, nothing. I was like, are people coming over? She's like, no, we're just going to sit here. I was like, what? Tell the girls to come downstairs. She's like, they're doing homework. I go, so I'm just going to sit and stare at you? She's like, I don't know, read a book. I'm like, no, fuck way. And then I just go out here and I start trying to come up with ideas to shoot promos. And
maybe that's why we like this life, because we have a plan. It's always like drive to the town, do your sound check. You have your lunch, your dinner.
Yeah.
You have your 2-hour hang time with the boys. Then you get the adrenaline before you walk up on stage. It's this plan. It's like a routine.
I love a routine.
Me too.
I love the routine of someone said to me the other day, they're like, I think it was when I did Red Rocks. They're like, so what's your plan? And I was like, well, if you don't know my plan, then you're not a part of my team.
Yeah.
Like my guys know my plan. Like we get up, we wake up in a city, maybe around 11 o'clock. The greatest thing in the world is you walk out into the center of the bus and everyone's starting to move around and wake up and everyone's making coffee. Someone want a coffee, I'll take a coffee. Yeah. And then we start, and then I always say I don't want to call. My first coffee is at like 7 o'clock at night. That's my first coffee. So I go, no coffee for me. I don't drink coffee during the day. So I don't need that energy. I need that later in the day.
Yeah.
So we get up, we find a place to eat. We all go eat. We bust balls. We laugh. We talk comedy. We write jokes. We fucking think. Then we all come back. Everyone kind of splits up a little bit. Maybe you take a little bit of a nap. Mm-hmm. And then 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, we go work out, go to the gym or do some sort of workout. Maybe like we'll all take a hike or we'll go outside. We'll play paddleball, and then a nap right before the show, like an hour nap before the show, lay down.
You always take a nap.
I take a nap before the show every time. In my bunk. It's my favorite nap. I get in. It's ice cold. I pull it up. I pull the blanket. I actually do a dance in my bunk. When I get in my bunk, I go, I'm here.
Dude, I'm like that too. When I get my own bed, I'm like, when I get my own hotel room, I'm like, I finally am like a kid again.
Oh, it's the greatest fucking feeling. And then I get up. I don't have anyone wake me up until showtime. So the show starts at 7. Parfait will come in and wake me up at 7, and I'll take a shower in the bus, and then get dressed, kind of like go over my notes. He'll come in and make me a Tito's and soda and a big glass, no lime, and a coffee. So it's like a real routine. It's comforting. It's for people to know your routine.
Yeah.
And then we do Red Rocks, and everyone's like, so do you need anything? And I'm like, no, everyone that knows what I need knows what I need.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, like Leanne's like, so what should we do now? And I'm like, just don't talk to me. Like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, I know. Are you okay? Are you nervous? And
That's why I hate having family before the show, because I'm like pacing.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have a routine. I'm like a lion ready to rock.
Yeah.
Dude. Like, don't fuck with the vibe.
Yeah. And there's certain things you got to be in your head about, like where you need to kind of center yourself before you perform. It's fun to see others. When I first acted, I acted in this movie and I wanted to say, I'm curious now about acting and I want to work with other actors because I want to see their process. Mm-hmm. Because knowing I have a process for stand-up is fun to see other people's process for stand-up.
Yeah.
To see how other people prepare. Like like Rogan likes to I don't want to out him because I don't know if he knows he does this.
Mhm.
Sometimes right before he gets on stage, he starts like shadow boxing or kicking or
Yeah.
and it's kind of fun to watch how he gets ready.
Yeah.
Tom's just dead inside.
Yeah.
Just, huh?
A lot of people are like that. Like a lot of routines. Like I love how athletes prepare themselves for, like, I love watching Kobe before, like right before he was like going on, how just like such a fucking animal he is. And like everyone has their own way of just like getting ready. It's like you're going to war.
Yeah.
When you're out there.
And sometimes you can get out of your routine where you start going, oh, whatever, just let's get started.
Yeah.
But if you're dialed in and you're like, all right, I got my little rituals, or I'm getting my head straight, then it's always a better performance, I feel like.
100%.
And it's funny, sometimes it's those big venues that get the better performance out of you.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like a smaller venue, you just go, oh, it's 2 shows, let's get them out of the and you go, oh no, you got to bring that shit every fucking day. But your show is very improvised.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, people expect me to just like be crowd surfing and fucking jumping around, and some days I was like, I'm not in my routine, or like that's why like flying in to do these shows. Like, that's one thing about the bus tour is the best, because they're driving you through the night.
Yeah,
and then you're in the town. Like I'm in a lot of van tours. Like we do a Sprinter and a trailer a lot. And we drive like 7 hours through the day for the first half of the day. So like that's just part of my routine.
Jeez.
And like the how you built a routine through the bus tour is perfect, because like you wake up, you're already in the town. You can do your routine. You can talk shit with your boys. Like, my part of my routine is everyone doesn't talk to each other for 5 hours because we're hungover because we stayed up till 3, 4 a.m.
How many people are in your band?
There's 7 of us.
So you got. I've watched videos of you guys, but you've got what? List them off, like the different
saxophone, bass, drums, guitar, me, and then we have a miscellaneous guy who is like plays everything, because we all switch instruments and we all play every instrument. So like songs where like I want to play drums on, I'll just kick the drummer off and we'll play drums, and like kind of like we built a thing where we could like be positionless, kind of like basketball right now, positionless basketball, where you could have like a center play point guard, and
that's fucking great.
It keeps me fresh, you know, because like I don't know about you, like I love routine, but the minute I start feeling my show become stale, I start going crazy. Like I feel like when I go into autopilot, you ever get like this? When sometimes you go into autopilot in a bit or something, it's just like it's fucked up. Like how do you wake yourself out of that?
How I do it is I get drunk before the show.
Yeah, same.
So like if I find myself en route, is what I call it, where I'm just like this, now this, now this, now this, and then what I'll do is one show where it's maybe like maybe it's an okay show to get drunk at. Maybe it's a late show. Someone and like Boston's always a good place to do it because they always want you fucking hammered on stage. I just kind of get drunk, like not too drunk, but enough where I fuck up my act.
Yeah.
And then when in fucking it up, no one notices it, but you notice it, and you've got to rewrite it on the fly. You can't really do crowd work in theaters anymore. I can't, because there's too many people.
Too big,
it's like what a shit show for everyone else is. You're doing fucking 6,000 seats or fucking 3,500 seats is fair. And then you're gonna fucking talk to the guy in the front row, and
they don't even see.
No one sees him, and no one hears him. Like, it's fucking crazy to me.
Fucking nuts.
And so, but yeah, like, get high. I've gotten high before a show, and then you're just like going, oh.
You ever take psychedelics for a show?
No, psychedelics are interesting to me. Is that I enjoy them. I enjoyed them. The last time I did them, I didn't have a good time. But then during this surgery, I had a real fear of death, and I investigated mushrooms.
Tell me about that.
And then what? The fear of death?
Yeah.
Oh,
why? Why? Because of the surgery.
So
what happened? I don't even know.
So I'm doing my movie, and I was doing some hardcore acting, is the safest way to put it.
Hell yeah.
And I fucked up my tricep. I pulled my tricep. By the way, I also pulled my right tricep. I wonder if I should get that one MRI'd. I never even thought of that. It's probably healed by now.
Probably.
But I pulled my tricep, my left tricep. I fucked it up. It's like all black and blue. And then I was like, oh, I wonder what happened. And then I was doing some more acting, and I was carrying a guy out a door, and I heard 3 distinct pops, just tut, tut, tut. And I went, oh, fuck. And I tore 58% of my tricep.
Did they stop the movie, or were you still like?
No, I pulled the director aside, and I was like, hey, man, I'm going to have to get surgery for this. That's guaranteed. Why don't we just get the scene right now? And if I fuck it up a little more, I don't really give a fuck. I'm still getting surgery. And he was like, I was like, and it doesn't hurt yet, but it's gonna hurt in like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I won't be able to use it. So let's just keep doing the takes. And so we just kept doing the takes.
Like MJ in the flu game, baby.
Dude, I said to, it was Father's Day when it happened. And I said to my wife, I will give my arm for this movie. I will give my arm for this movie. I want this movie to be great. And I'm not going to shortchange it because I got hurt. It's my movie. It's not, listen, if it was fucking someone else's movie, I wouldn't do it. But it's my movie. I will give this arm for it. And my wife's like, that's crazy. And I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm going to need surgery. Then it felt fucking awesome. It felt great. And I was like a month later, I was like, it doesn't hurt anymore. I get back to the States and they're like, yeah, you need surgery immediately. I was like, really? And they're like, you should have gotten surgery the day you heard it. And
Hold
I
on.
was like,
How much more scenes did you have to do before?
another half of a movie.
Fucking legend.
Dude, I don't know about legend, but I was like, I just did the rest of the movie. And we've screened it. And I was like, can anyone tell that my arm hurts there? And they're like, no. Because it not to give too much away, I won't give it away, but no one could tell that my arm hurt throughout the entire movie. So I was like, perfect. And I did a ton of hardcore acting, quote unquote, while my arm was hurt. I was just like, fuck it. I was like, I'm not going to fucking waste this opportunity on a hurt arm. It's going to need surgery. So then I get home and they're like, you should have had surgery a month ago. It's retracted like X amount of centimeters into your arm. We're going to have to pull it down. It's going to be a tough surgery. And I was like, all right. And I was like, hey, I got to go do a show. And they're like, huh? I was like, I have a show this weekend. So I went and did the show, came home.
You in a brace or anything?
No, I just went and did the show and came home and then got the surgery. But right before the surgery, I had a real fear of death and it freaked me out. It fucked me up. I get out of surgery. I'm watching Paul Hammett, Magic Mushroom on Netflix.
I haven't seen it. Yeah. Oh,
It
Fantastic Fun Guy.
It is fucking surreal.
I gotta check.
And I was like, all right. I was like, I might have to get back into mushrooms. I was like, I might have to dabble and see if I can ground myself and get rid of this fear of death. So I acquired some. They are no longer.
Paul Stamets.
Yeah, Paul Stamets.
Oh, he's the legend.
Yeah, he's a legend. I met this dude in Rogan's fucking studio, and he was like, Rogan's like, hey, we're getting ready. The three of us, I think I had just been drugged, but the three of us are, me, Tom, and Ari are sitting in the playing pool, and he comes out, and Joe's like, guys, this is Paul Stamets, and we're like, hi, and he was like, Joe's like, this is the foremost authority on mushrooms, and we're like, oh, cool. None of us gave a fuck. We were like, great. Are you ready for us? Like, we're ready to bring the thunder. And then I see this documentary and I reached out to Paul Stamets and they're like his fucking request for interviews is long as an elephant's fucking.
Everyone wants him.
Yeah. And so, but I ended up going, I'm getting mushrooms and I'm going to fucking try them and find a day that it works. I think I'm going to try them. I don't know when I'm going to do. I haven't done them yet.
Are you afraid to like go deep into your head?
Yeah, very. It's not fun.
I know. So that's why you don't, it's like, you're not going to drink a whole bottle of James before you go to the play. It's
right.
You're going to take a microdose and see how your brain works with them.
And the last time I took them, we were in Dallas, Texas, Addison, Texas. It was me and 3 other comics, and we took them after before our second show.
Mm-hmm.
Going, they'll kick in when we're off stage. We'll go over to the piano bar, have a good time. We all took them, and then we got done the show, and then they're like, oh, by the way, we have 3 shows on Saturday. So we had to do one more show. And
High
I was
as
like,
fuck.
High as fuck.
I hate that feeling, dude.
And the candles were moving, and it was like.
Did you get laughs? Was it a good show?
I have no recollection. All I know is I thought I broke my brain, and I was like, and and I immediately regretted it. I was like, I have 2 kids that depend on my brain to make them money. And then here I am fucking around taking psychedelics, and this guy just kind of fucking grabbed me and by the hand and was like, come on, it's just a drug. It goes through your body. It's the same as eating bad tuna. You're gonna feel it and it's gonna go away. Okay. And this isn't you forever. And he was like, he's like, let's go to the piano bar. We'll listen to some cheap music, drink cheap beer, and we're gonna laugh our asses off. And we stayed up until 5 a.m. And I have so many fucking pictures from that night. I had a camera with me and I was just taking pictures of the fire, and it looks like we're on mushrooms.
Yeah, and it's like you gotta like get out of that reality, like that you're gonna die. You know? So I did that happened to me. You know, in Netherlands, the mushrooms are very, very potent, and they're wet and they're kind of like these like little spores. And we were playing Paradiso. Have you ever been there in the Netherlands?
I have, but
that old church venue.
Know.
Oh,
No.
It's so beautiful. And in Europe, when you play in Europe, they still give you glass shots and shit. And I'm high as fuck on mushrooms, and I'm crowd surfing to the crowd. And then, like one of my bits is like I'll throw the bottle of Jameson to the sound guy, and I'll crowd surf to the sound guy, or I'll go to the bartender like, I need a shot. I'll crowd surf to the shot, whatever. And they had like 7 shots. We were drinking Jägermeister at the time, right at the front of the stage, and the crowd. You know, it's like when you start getting some speed, you're crashing into the stage.
Yeah.
And I crashed into the stage and shards of glass, and like I was bleeding out. And I still had about 30 minutes left of the show. I'm like, give me a towel. I wrapped a towel, because when you're on mushrooms, you feel like you're invincible.
Yeah.
And like I felt kind of woozy and almost was passed out, but I wanted to finish the show, because like in my brain, if I gave up, then I feel like I'll never do mushrooms again. You know, because like, so I finished the show, and the Netherlands are so cool. Like they'll test your drugs. Like they have like shops in the festivals where like, oh, I got some cocaine, I got some MDMA. Well, you just test it, see if there's no fentanyl in it or anything in there. And so the doctor is just like another fucking high ass American coming to Amsterdam, getting too fucked up, cutting his foot up. They're like, it's just like, you got to get out of that barrier. Cause I thought I was going to die. I thought I was going to bleed out.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense.
And it was just a cut on my fucking foot.
I cut my foot. By the way, you have great feet. I have beautiful fucking feet.
You have hot feet. I have shitty feet.
No, your feet aren't bad. They're a leisure foot.
My mom calls them pterodactyls.
No, you have like big dick feet. Like
I wish. I got the smallest dick, Bert.
I got the smallest dick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially with my body on it now. It's like my body's gotten so much bigger, but my dick stayed the same size.
Yeah, dude.
So it's just I outgrew my dick.
Does Tommy have his big dick?
We have the exact same size dick.
Really?
Yeah.
What about Rogan? He have big dick?
Yeah, he has a big dick.
I could tell that fool just.
Yeah, it looks like a thumb. It's got a nail on it and everything.
Hell yeah! Shout out to
it'll hitchhike. It'll stick his way out of his pants.
My guitar player has the biggest dick, and like we were in China. We went to some we had some fun, and we were all in a jacuzzi together, naked at the end of the night. And like I'm so intimidated, like, and they're all in this jacuzzi, they're naked, we're fucking just hammered, and I just like glanced over, my bandmates just fucking hog legs, dude. I'm just like this little thumbnail dick. I'm like, please, I'm still a good businessman, right?
I got the micro SD. He's got the floppy disk over there,
dude. The old school just dong.
That's so funny. Wait, where have you toured? Have you toured around the world?
Yeah. So we do. I've been touring Europe for the last 8 years. We do 6 countries. Western Europe. That's like our biggest market is like Germany, like Bavaria. Like We'll bring like 10,000 people in Bamberg, Germany, like near Munich. We'll bring a couple thousand in the Netherlands, and then China. We play Hong Kong every New Year's Eve, which is wild, like wild. Like we're like rock star. Like we open for like Justin Bieber and like, Casey and the Sunshine Band. It's so every year is so different with China because they're like, oh, we got David Beckham. David Beckham's going to headline this year. And like, he's just like, they paid him like $300K to just do 10, 9, 8.
Are you serious?
Dude, I am in the wrong fucking gig.
10. No.
He's all looking all hot, but But the hospitality is great. Like I've had sex with a hooker my first time in China, and
Really?
it was kind of weird because I'm a type of dude who like I'm not just a dude who just has sex. Like I like to have like a communication talk.
Yeah.
I had like it was like 4 a.m. and like one of the promoters like, hey Frasco, this ex-musician is going through a scandal, so he can't really have the hookers. I'm like, all right, I'll take them. I've never had a hooker before, and
That's got to be fucking awesome.
It's
to
awesome.
have that much freedom. Because if we got offered hookers, I would definitely like. I don't know if I'm the kind of guy that could do it because I have a weird thing about diseases and fear of that. But I would love to be. I sometimes fantasize if my whole family died, then I could be that guy.
Yeah.
Then I'd just be like, fuck it, I don't really care.
Yeah, it's like I've always I'm about a guy trying things.
Yeah.
Like I just always want to see some new shit, and so I tried the hooker thing. It was like it's fucking horrible, dude.
Really?
Like I'm not a dude who likes his like asshole touched and like they had a taint brush and they're like poking me with
For
it.
real, they were like getting in your
real.
asshole and everything.
Yeah, it was really weird because like first like they get you naked and like the girls who don't have sex with you are like they're washing you and they're like I could hear them like making fun of my dick like
They're like, oh.
like it's cute.
That's
cute.
Impressive when a Chinese woman thinks it's small. She's like, that is not. I've seen small, but
and I was just like so like I couldn't get hard.
Yeah,
because like it's just like you're.
So wait, you walk into or is it in a?
It's room? Like a really nice hotel room, and they had a butler, and they put you in, and you press. They take you into the elevator, and instead of going up, they take you down to the basement, and it's like it felt like a steam room, with like grape leaves. You like ever been to those like Turkish bathhouse and stuff?
I've been to the Russian baths on 11th Street.
Oh, me too. That one's awesome in the city.
It's great.
I love that. Dude.
I love that one.
That's a great one. The grape leaves and shit. So I was like, oh, this kind of feels tight. And then they're like, get in a jacuzzi. I'm like, okay, I'll get in the jacuzzi.
Totally naked, right?
Totally naked. Yeah. Well, they shower you like 4 times. They keep you clean. And like they shower me.
Okay, I could be into this.
And I roll in. And then they feed you like I got like some egg rolls and some chow mein and shit. And then they bring you into the area. And then this like legit Asian butler with like this little mustache. It felt like rush hour 3 or 4 up in here comes in, Mr. Frasco. And he goes like this. 20 girls are around you, like with a number tag or whatever. I'm like, holy shit, this is fucking real. This is a real house. And like they had the scorpion tattoo. So they're triad. Like there was like a triad vibe.
Wow.
I'm like, okay, I feel safe. This is fine. We're in like a nice ass 5-star hotel. So this is not shady. And I was like so nervous. Like I'm like, I don't know which one to pick. The butler picked one for me. Then she goes and waits. And then I get showered again. I get a massage. Then I roll in there and she's like waiting for you. And like the whole room is kind of weird. It's like kind of plasticky leather, because it's like.
Because they want to clean it easy.
Clean it, yeah. Just like a fucking, like a hose, just fucking water.
Just come in, a guy in a hazmat suit. Just beat it. Here's your Lakers jersey.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It legit felt like that. And then you shower again before you go in there. Then they put a condom on. Then you start like getting a taint brush and like
a bunch of foreplay to you.
Foreplay to me because they're trying to make you come quick.
Oh yeah. Oh, of course. In my head, I'm like, yeah, of course. She's like, yeah, it's almost like why they give you bread at Olive Garden.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you ain't gonna eat all that. We're gonna fill you up with taint brushes and
that's fucking awesome.
Yes.
So keep going.
So we were having sex. And it was 4 a.m. and I shouldn't even started, I go into podcast mode where I start interviewing the hooker or whatever. Yeah. So we had like 15 minutes left. I came, I'm like kind of like awkward, like after you come, you're like, yeah. So I'm like,
it's uncomfortable. You're
it's like, yeah.
Like I kind of wish you were dead so you just walk out.
Yeah, because they give you alarm like when you have to leave, and then so I was like, so what do you do? Like, I just didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say.
What do you do other than play with people's taints and assholes?
She's like, I'm like, so how many people you been with today? She's like, oh, my legs are so tired. I start like massaging her feet.
Then you're like, man, I wish I'd gotten her at the beginning of her shift.
I know. It was like 4 a.m., dude. She's like, oh, I've been with like 7 people today. I'm like, then I start freaking out. Like
your mind does the
then
math.
I'm like, oh fuck, I'm at a whorehouse.
Yeah.
This-
You're like, wait,
this
how
girl-
many days a week do you work and how long have you been working here?
Yeah, and she's like, I'm so tired. So she's like, will you rub my feet? So I start rubbing her feet and her ankles. And we just started talking about her life in Hong Kong.
Oh,
And
wow.
then she's like, okay, I'm going to bed now. And she just left. And then I had to go back. I'm like, I'm walking. I'm like by myself. I'm like, okay, all right. So then they feed you again, get you a couple more egg rolls in you and some orange chicken and shit. And then you could take a nap. And there's like a bunch of people in these like kind of like massage chairs. And I'm like, all right, I gotta get the fuck out of here. It's 4 a.m. My high is because like it's super illegal to like do drugs in China.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I found some weed, but found out it was opium. So I was like kind of like high on opium. So I was kind of like chill, comatose, like
Yeah.
throughout the whole night. And then I just like sobered up. I'm like, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
All of a sudden it wears
Get back.
off.
Yeah. It was an experience, but I'll never do it again.
That I fucking, Jesus Christ, I wish you were at a camera with you. I would love.
Dude, I wish I had the podcast machine there.
I've never.
And we're
I've-
live at this whorehouse.
I've been to, I think technically one like legit house of prostitution.
What, like they took you there after a gig or
No. I was there. I was, it's so funny. One of the guys ended up doing it. I think I had a girlfriend at the time.
Was there a bar for everyone could hang out at? And then
You
there's
could
like
hang out at
another-
the bar, and then they took you downstairs, and then it was in Baden-Baden, Germany.
Oh yeah.
And the guy that was there, the guy
Germans
that,
are kinky.
he was like, I think I'm gonna do it. And I was like, really? He's like, it's $110.
Yeah.
He was like, I haven't got laid in like forever. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah, I think I'm gonna do it. And I was like, do it. And he's like, you're gonna promise you'll never tell anyone? And I was like, I'm not gonna tell us all. Cut to, I'm on a podcast. By the way, the guy, I'm not saying the guy's name, but he did it, and then he came out, and he was like, you could see the shame on him immediately.
Yeah, dude.
And he was like, all right, let's go back to the hotel. And I
Yeah,
was
you
like,
wake up from the horniness. It's like that's sometimes when I get horny like that, like
yeah,
I kind of just go into tunnel vision.
it's crazy that your body will allow, your brain will allow your fluids to take over and go like, oh no, I'm gonna fuck that thing.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you get done, you're like, what did I do?
Yeah. And
That's why I don't cheat on my wife, because I know the feeling after I do it, unless it's
100%.
Angelina Jolie. But like, I mean, I swear to God, unless it was something where I go, okay, I'm now moving in with this woman.
would Leanne let you have a threesome with her? Never.
Oh no, not with her. I think she would more allow me to have a threesome with two other people than with her. Leanne would never be in a threesome.
What about like has a couple ever asked you and Leanne to like, yo, let's fuck together?
Yeah.
What happened? You do it?
Leanne almost choked on her steak.
Really?
Oh yeah. They asked us if they said that the guy said that he found Leanne attractive, and we were at their house, and then he asked if I found his wife attractive. His wife was fucking hot as shit, and I was like, oh yeah, obviously. Neither Leanne and I knew what was happening.
Did you think this was pre-planned?
It was definitely pre-planned. Yeah, it was definitely pre-planned, and by them, not Leanne and I are like this. And then they said, have you guys ever thought about switching? And I started laughing, and Leanne realized it was the pitch. She had steak, and she literally choked, went, and was like, no, we haven't. They're like, well, you should. Leanne was pregnant at the time, and
Holy shit.
it was so fucked up. It was so fucked up. We walked out, we got in my car, and she was like, what the fuck just happened? And I go, I think we could have fucked them. And she was like, and the wife was so fucking hot. I was like, babe, I mean, think about it. She was like, are you being serious? I was like, I'm fucking joking, but like,
I'm pregnant, Bert.
She goes, I'm fucking 6 months pregnant. And I go, I know, but like, and she's like, can you I mean, both of us laughed so hard in the car. We're like, holy shit.
Did you guys leave right after that, or did you guys stay for an hour?
We stayed for a little bit. Leanne did the dishes. Like, that's who Leanne is.
She
did the dishes. And it was so bizarre. It was so bizarre that I and I was like, I think this affects how I look at those people. I shouldn't. I mean, they were just asking what they wanted.
Yeah.
And I should have taken it as a compliment, but it's still kind of like, I was like, the idea that you'd ask to fuck my pregnant wife was such a like, so you don't have a problem asking for anything.
Yeah.
Like, and so.
Well, were they close, or was this like kind of strangers, kind of new relationship? Like, did they feel like they started feeling comfortable with you?
No, that I was close. Yeah, we were close. We knew them pretty well. Leanne knew them less than I knew both of them. Like, but it was really awkward. It was really awkward, and but Leanne's pretty meat and potatoes sexually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She knows what she likes. She does what she likes. That's
Yeah.
it. It's not. I think all the experimenting is done. She's like, I'm 51. This is what I like.
Mm-hmm.
I never really experimented too much. Like I had a fucking weird threesome once, but like it wasn't sex.
Two girls, two guys?
Oh, two guys, yeah. It's me and two guys. That's called a train.
Yeah.
And so no,
Human centipede.
I had two girls, but it wasn't anything more than like a little fooling around. It wasn't like sex. And we all woke up the next day kind of laughing, and I think kind of half remembering what we did because we were pretty fucking wasted.
Mm-hmm.
We were not even pretty wasted. We were very fucking wasted. And I went to the store that morning and got us Otter Pops, the big Otter Pops. And we were all so fucking hungover. We just sat and ate Otter Pops and watched TV and kind of laughed and didn't acknowledge what happened.
You guys didn't hook up again?
No, never again. No, never again. And then I think that's the closest I've ever come. That's the only time I've ever had anything like that.
One of my bandmates and his wife, I won't tell you which one, but they're into group sex. Some people like that.
I would imagine I would love it. Like, here's the deal. You would have to, I would have to be with a woman that wanted to do, it was her idea.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't be the guy that pushes it, because then I'd feel like she's only doing that to stay with me.
Yeah.
It's like that guy. Remember there's that guy, I don't want to talk negative about anybody. There's a guy that was in the news, and he was like, no, me and my wife, we experiment. He was like talked about it in an interview, and I think everyone heard that and was like, it sounds like you told your wife this is the thing we're gonna do to keep me happy. And I wouldn't want that. I would want a woman to be like, no, I like that. I think that would be cool. You know, you're still my guy. I still love you.
Yeah.
Then I'd be like, I guess, but I couldn't pitch it. But then again, it would be just me and Leanne, and she would be giggling at how awkward I am around other people.
Yeah.
She'd be like, oh, where's the stage, Bert? Where's the machine? Bring out the machine. I'd be like, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to fuck this chick, Leanne.
I had a band member who like kind of came on to me, said, you want to open for my band? You're going to fuck my wife. And I had sex with his wife. It was the weirdest thing ever, dude.
Wait, do I know this band?
Yes, I'm not going to say who. But,
Okay. By the way, I'm gonna hang on 1 second. Stop right now.
And we're back.
Wow, that was a little moment of sharing.
Woo! Yeah, he came out to me. It was kind of awkward, and I was like, okay, I guess I'll do it. I was really high on ecstasy too, and we were in their bus and stuff, and I guess she had it was like the same vibe. I think he wanted me to do his wife so he could have a hall pass and hook up with groupies.
Oh my God, that'd be great if Liam was like, okay, you pick the guys, and then you can fuck whoever you want. I'd be like, oh, great.
Do you think those relationships work?
I mean, they must, or it wouldn't happen, right?
Yeah, because I think of like a Bob Marley. You know, like Bob Marley had this wife who would like take out all the one night stands, like, all right, hoes, get out of here. Bob's got to sleep. You know, like, and that was his wife. That was his squeeze, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I could see it working, but I also feel like jealousy would kick in real quick.
I think, for me, it would. For me, like, it couldn't go the other way. For me, it would. I know for me, it would. You'd have to find someone. And you see there's like, I don't want to, like I said, I'm trying not to speak negatively about anyone, but I know like there are some big celebrities whose wives have allowed them to I hope this doesn't sound negative, but like Will Smith and Jada have been talking openly on her show about how she's allowed there to be she doesn't consider it infidelity. She just, I think, No, but they just said it again. They just said it again where they like monogamy doesn't mean a happy relationship.
Yeah.
And I was like, I wish that I wish. I mean, I guess I wish. I don't know. I like what I have. So like, I like having sex with one person. I like that. I really like when we're done that I say to her all the time, I can't believe we're still doing this. Just me and you. Like,
do you
it's
still
so crazy.
enjoy having sex with Leanne?
I love having sex with Leanne. I love it. The other day, I was just telling Tommy this. I had like the best fucking visual thing that I'll never forget for the rest of my life.
What happened?
It was we were just like holding each other, and the visual, I looked down and I could see her tits on top of my chest, and it was so fucking sexy. And there's certain things about just like visually, I just think she's just so perfect for me.
Yeah.
Like I like everything about her. I like everything about her.
She is the coolest chick.
She's a cool chick, but she is like
sexy too.
I think she's sexy as fuck. And I go and I always say like I don't know. It's like have you ever had sex with someone? You've had sex with more people than me. Have you ever had sex with someone and you don't like the smell of them?
Dude, it'll ruin everything.
Yeah. I had a girl that smelled like balloons one time, and I was like,
really?
I was like, yeah. I was like
a plasticky or like a rubbery
just balloons, and I was like,
Sure that wasn't the condom?
No. It. By the way, I definitely thought that at first. I had sex with her twice, and the second time I was like, God damn it, she smelled. I had sex with a chick one time that smelled like bologna, and I was like, and I ended up dating her. I go to her place, we have sex, and she smells like bologna. And I go, well, I haven't had bologna since first grade. Like, very seldomly. I'm like, I don't mind the smell of bologna, but it's just not something I'm into.
Yeah.
And so I was like, whatever. Maybe she had a bologna sandwich today, right? So the next day, we hook up again. We get back to her room. And I'm like, God damn it, this bitch ate bologna. Either she ate bologna again or she smells like bologna, right? So leave. Third time we see each other at a bar. We go back. We have sex again, and I'm like, okay, this bitch smells like bologna. This is not a fluke. So I spend the night that night. We wake up in the morning, and I go. She goes, "What do you want? Are you hungry?" And I was like, "I'll just take a bologna sandwich." And she goes, "I don't eat bologna." And I go, "You don't eat bologna?" And she was like, "No, why would I eat bologna?" And I was like, "Oh my God." It's her smell, like her actual smell is bologna. Her pheromone is bologna. And I was like,
her pheromone is
I was like, well, luckily I like bologna. With a little mayonnaise.
Did you had sex with her 3 times, so the bologna didn't.
I dated her.
Oh, you did? So
Yeah,
you kept
dated
on
her.
having sex with her?
Yeah, I'll pull her picture up.
Let me see her.
Yeah.
I feel bad for people who have sex with me. I just smell like Camel Lights and Jameson. You know?
That's okay. I had sex with someone. You can keep all this in as you pull the name up. Don't say the name. But I like that Camel Lights and Jameson. I had sex with a chick from Liverpool one time. And she smelled like she drank Cavassier and smoked Cools, and I thought, this is what it smells like to fuck Tupac. Yeah, the whole time. So I'll name my chicks. Yeah, you can. You can't?
Oh,
not on
man.
this. Just type it in the search bar.
So I got a
It'll come
question
up.
for you.
Sure.
So when do you know that it's your person for the rest of your life?
For me, it was it's so funny. I was a very big fan of Beautiful Girls.
Yeah.
You ever see that movie?
Yeah.
Michael Rappaport.
Yeah.
It's fucking such a good movie. Such a good movie. And Michael Rappaport's character in the movie gets dumped by his chick, and then he proposes to her. And his line in the movie is she goes, "You only want me when you can't have me." And he goes, "Yeah, that's how we know when we want things."
Mm-hmm.
Is that sometimes I forget the line. Can you see if you can find that line? It's such a great line because I actually felt that way. I dated Leanne for like 3 months, maybe less, maybe more. And I just wouldn't commit. And I didn't want to commit. And I wanted to just be a guy. Because I also hadn't felt like I'd sown my oats. And I thought you'd do that when you get famous. I don't know. I don't know.
That's
what
how I
thought.
feel right now, bro.
Yeah. I feel like, why am I going to settle on someone that likes me now when I can get famous and I can get people that'll like me more that are in a higher, in my head, a higher tax bracket that I could get so much more. And then I remember thinking that almost like I'm not going to settle now. I'm still just doing the road as a feature act.
Yeah.
I want to wait till I'm at least headlining, see what I can get then.
Yeah.
And Leanne dumped me. And the second she dumped me, I went, oh, this is a mistake. This is the one.
Yeah.
This is the one. And I had hardcore panic attacks. I fucking lost my shit. I ended up in a closet watching Fight Club on repeat and not drinking and making her a mixtape, crying in my car, crying in the shower. I'm melting down. I could not hold it. Is that the thing? Oh, don't worry about it. So, but I remember hardcore melting down, and then I went on a hike to Runyon. I was jogging down Outpost. The sun was setting. It looked beautiful, and I felt like I was with some higher power in my life following me at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, God, if you give me this woman back, I won't fuck it up. I go, this is the one. I knew it. I knew it without a doubt. I go, this is the one. This is the one. I fucked it up. I won't fuck this up. You give her back to me. I won't cheat on her. I'll treat her right.
But you never cheated on her, right?
No, but I cheated on everyone else.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, girls. Not everyone else, but I was like a serial cheater, and not to have sex, but just to hook up.
Yeah.
You know, like, and so
because you're always looking for something better.
I actually felt like one girlfriend bled into the next girlfriend, and then I just felt like this sounds very selfish, but I felt like, and by the way, I believe in selfishness. I believe in selfishness. I've had this conversation with Tom. I believe that if there was a better opportunity for my life for happiness, why would I deny myself that?
Yeah.
And if the opportunity presented itself, then I should follow said opportunity.
Yeah.
And I did. And I did a couple times. I cheated on a bunch of people. Not everyone, but like a great deal. And I got cheated on a bunch. And so part of me was like, that's the fucking rub.
Yeah.
But with Leanne, I was like, I won't cheat on her. I won't fuck it up. Just give her back to me. This was beautiful. It just rained in LA, so you could see everything clearly. I think we might have talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
And I got back to my house, my apartment, and she was there. And I was like, oh fuck. And then I fucking started melting down. I was like, wait. Is this the one? Is this one? I got her back. So should I like?
That's what I want. So that's my question is, all right, you get her back. Your brain's still telling you to fucking abort mission because we have this idea that the grass is greener, you know, this whole selfishness idea that, I'm going to find someone better when I get a little more successful. That was the problem with me. Like, this is why I've never committed to anyone, because I always think I could get something better.
So what's the ideal then? Like, what's the perfect chick for you?
Someone who could put up with me living on the road. Leanne.
She's it's a fucking... It's an uphill battle.
I'm not going to try to like hook up with your wife or anything, but you know what I'm saying though? Yeah. Like that, it is an uphill battle because you're in a relationship, but like the idea that she accepts you for who you are,
accepts you for your faults, knows your faults, works with your faults, and then can kind of help fucking pull you out of your own way and get you. That's the best thing about her is, you know, I had a meltdown in the Denver airport. She's like, you're getting back into therapy. Yeah. And I was like, and just to have a partner where you go, she's not doing this for selfish reasons. Yeah. She's doing this because she wants me to be happier. And even the same thing with she used to do it. I think Ari kind of fucked this up for everyone.
What?
She would I would have these times on the road where I was like pushing it hard. What time is it? Okay, I'm just checking. I don't want to keep you too late. But
I'm here, dog. I got nothing to do. I flew out here for you.
So, oh, fucking for real? Nice.
That means you can take these mushrooms, Bertie. Come on, buddy.
So just out of curiosity, before I start this statement, so you felt the other ones?
I mean, I take them every day, so I don't know. It's kind of like a Xanax to me.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like
I don't like this is the problem about being having day drunk too. When I have that mind change, I feel like I'm going crazy. I'm like, oh fuck, I forgot I had a couple vodka sodas, smoked a joint. Like sometimes I forget I smoke weed, and my brain starts like doing the weed thing. And when you're not realizing it, you think you're going crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Probably the same thing with the mushroom trip you had.
Yeah. I think for me, it's best when you're not thinking, and I think that's what I like about. It's what I like about marijuana. Is sometimes it can put my brain on like its own path, and it'll be fun. Like I got high with Joe the other day. I haven't smoked in a while. He
smokes strong ass weed too, huh?
Blunts. And I forgot I got high.
Yeah.
I forgot I got high, and I woke up the next morning still like a little out of it, and I was like, oh, that's right. I smoked weed yesterday.
Yeah.
Like it's fine. But you go like, whoa, how come Like sometimes if I smoke enough weed, I'll wake up with a searing panic attack.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, and I'll be like, "Whoa, what's this?" And then I happened at Tom's house, and I went, "Oh, I got high last night. That's what this is."
Or if I day drink and then stop drinking at like 6, and then like you sober up and it's 10 o'clock, and also 1 a.m. hits, I have fucking severe panic attacks.
Wake up, dude. I had one at Stanhope's house that was a nightmare.
And that guy drinks.
Oh yeah, he drinks. But we morning drank, day drank, and then I passed out like 7 o'clock. Didn't eat, went to bed, woke up at 2 in the morning, 1 in the morning, searing like burning panic attack. And then knew that I had a flight at like 9. Could not go back to sleep.
What do you do when you treat panic attacks for yourself?
I run through them. I just let it run their course.
Do you ever take walks, like a long walk, just walk it off?
Usually they happen at times when I can't separate myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I have an exit strategy, I don't have a panic attack.
Yeah.
If I don't have an exit strategy, that's when I have a panic attack.
Yeah, that's same. Like that panic attack, what I'm realizing now is because of the booze, but made me stop doing coke.
The panic attack a day after cocaine for me was unbearable.
It's like suicidal.
It was suicidal. It was like, for me, it was my heart was just not, it was like not right. And it was either racing or it was just beating off time, and I could feel it. And I was like, this is how you have a heart attack. This is how the handful of times I've done cocaine, and I haven't done it a ton, but I've done it more than I can say I haven't done it. Is the next day was a fucking nightmare.
Yeah. I think of dudes like Sam Kinison and like,
see, there's different types of people. Maybe, I don't know. I wonder if like I had a buddy who did a lot of coke and loved it and didn't want to quit.
Yeah.
And then just decided for business reasons that it would be better if he didn't do cocaine and drink and just quit everything. But
what's he like now?
It's very fucking successful.
Yeah. That's what happens, dude. I stopped doing coke and chasing pussy, and my band started becoming popular.
Well, because I think pussy's the biggest fucking downfall an artist can have. Pussy can fuck an artist up because, and I can't say every artist because music's different, but pussy with stand-up, what it did was it made certain stand-ups, and I'm not going to say names, but certain stand-ups that were just about pussy, it made them very complacent in their acts. All they wanted to do was murder so that girls were lined up after the show to be like, you're so funny. So they never tried new stuff. And like, that was the good thing about me is I had pussy already. Like Leanne was at home. I was going home to her. If I failed, I had someone waiting for me.
Yeah.
So I took big swings and big chances that I watched other comics not take. And I was always like, man, and by the way, they were dating dimes. I mean, like these guys would have like the hottest chick on their side. And I was like,
and they still weren't satisfied.
No. A lot of them still aren't married. A lot of them still trying to find that next high.
Am I doomed?
I don't think you're doomed. I don't think you're doomed because you're talking about it.
Yeah.
Like those guys that I'm talking about, they were like, I remember them saying like
in denial,
just saying stuff like, dude, what you're gonna get fucking, because I was married and I was having kids, and they're like, why the fuck are you doing this? Dude, there's like, you haven't even popped yet, and you're not what you're like, and it would get in my head. And then I remember thinking, I'd watch their acts and I'd be like, you're doing the same closer? Like, do you not write new stuff? I'm like, I'm going to Sacramento. I watch dudes fuck their lives up. I'm saying, like, I remember I worked with one guy and he was so funny on Thursday. And then Friday early show, he did the exact same act. And I went, And I was selling CDs and he was just kind of like seeing who was leaving the room. Like, hey, and he talked to the hottest girl leaving the room.
Yeah.
Even if she had a boyfriend. I remember thinking,
that's so scummy.
I remember thinking, you're willing to compromise this guy as a fan for pussy. And for me, that was like unthinkable to compromise a fan for pussy.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I remember when this, anyway, Saturday he does Friday night late show does the same act. The whole time he's married. He told me he's married. Saturday, Early show, same act. And I'm like, okay, I can't sit through this thing again. Saturday late show. Sunday, I'm like, we should go, maybe we'll get lunch. I go over to his room Sunday morning and he has a chick from like fucking Friday night there. And I'm like, he knew that I knew he was married. And he was like, hey man, I'm not getting lunch. I'm not getting lunch. And then all of a sudden it was weird between us. And I was like, I don't care if you fuck other chicks and you're married. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm not your relationship. But I remember thinking, you should care. You should care that you didn't establish a fan base. You just went around and fucked everyone's chick when the dudes bought tickets to your show.
Yeah.
Dudes bought tickets to your show and you fucked their chicks. And I was like, that's fucked up, man. They're never coming back to your show. And by the way, word's going to spread. Yeah. And that's like bad business. I remember telling someone this and them going like, oh, dude, it's what you do when you're on the road. You just fuck chicks. And I was like, no, you're on the road to get a fan base.
Yeah.
I was like, you're leaving your family to get a fucking legit fan base.
Yeah.
I don't think, but those guys were never hyper aware of maybe this isn't sustainable, or maybe this isn't what I want. Maybe I want something more. They were never aware of that. They're like, no, it's almost like fucking Vikings. Like, we're never going to die. And you're like, oh no, everyone dies.
Yeah.
Maybe you should be a little more careful on the boat. Like, don't be the first guy off the boat.
Yeah. And that's the hardest thing I had to realize. Like, I go hard, that whole song. The reason why I wrote that song is because I go hard all the time. And like, I know that this life isn't sustainable and I need to figure out ways to make it more sustainable. Because like, if I die over an overdose or die over something like that, or like, HIV or whatever, whatever it is that I die from, that isn't from, just old age or cancer or whatever it's going to hit me. I'm just going to feel bad for the people who believed in me, People,
that's the thing. So one of my things, like I was certain I was crazy, and I was telling Tom, we were up on his roof, and I was like, I think I'm losing my fucking mind. He goes, why? I go, I believe in certain things that I'm like, I don't know if everyone believes in.
Yeah.
And one of the things is paths. I don't know if we talked about this, but I get obsessed with paths. I don't know what it is, but like when I was in Serbia, I was running every morning on the same 4-mile loop. It would be 5 miles sometimes. I'd just double it up. But it was
You'd
this
run
loop.
4 miles before, after you part. Obviously, you're like partying.
That's the weird thing about me is I like to kind of, it rights my boat to burn calories in the morning.
Good.
Like I get up, and if I work out, then I have no hangover whatsoever.
I gotta start doing that again.
Oh, it's the fucking greatest.
Go back to what you were saying.
So I get up. A lot of times the call time's like 6:30. So I get up at maybe 7. I get up at 5. The sun wasn't up yet in Serbia. I'd leave. I'd do the same loop. Can you pull up what was the name of that park? The first part of it was all downhill. The second 3/4 of the mile were all downhill at a slight decline. So it felt
didn't hurt your knees at all.
Didn't hurt your knees. You felt fucking great, and you run it very easy. And then the 1/4 of the mile that was uphill was like nothing. It was like it wasn't that uphill. I don't know how it happened, but I love this park. So the first day I run it and I realized this is a beautiful run. It's beautiful because it's in the morning. No one's up early, and it was just like, you could hear wildlife. No cars. No one was up at the crack of dawn. And I run the uphill, which should be tough. And as I run this 1/4 of a mile uphill, or maybe more than that, it's roughly a mile loop. A butterfly gets in front of me and starts leading me, and I'm running, and it's just leading me, and I'm like, oh my God! And then I kind of took where the butterfly went. I followed him, and it took me back to the beginning of this loop, and I did another loop, and I was like, wow! I feel like I'm on the right path. Like I'm on the right path. I got back to my house, I had another cup of coffee, and I felt really good. I lifted some weights. I did the rowing machine. I did some bands exercises. Car picked me up, and I was in like cloud 9. First day of shooting, hit it out of the park. And I said to myself, I'm on the right path.
Yeah. Stay
on this path. This path includes that loop. So if you do that loop every day, you're going to be good. It's a little OCD, but it's not bad when it's health.
No,
right?
It's a routine.
So get up next morning. I don't know if it's the exactly next morning or maybe 2 mornings after that, but I run the loop. I feel great. Everything's going great. one day I go run the loop and a tree, it's like fucking barely sunshine, barely any light out. And a tree falls right next to me. As I'm running, a tree just falls. And I see it and I go, holy shit. And I'm like full of energy now. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. I was like, I'm on the right path. And so I would find little things that would tell me I was on the right path. One time I was running and someone had left a glove on the floor and the glove was like this and it was pointing to where I normally run. And I went, it's pointing to me going the right path. One time I saw 2 condoms. One time I saw 2 condoms in the middle of the path. I go, man, this is fun for someone last night. I'm on the right path.
Yeah.
And then one day I decided, I made a call and I said, I'm going to run I run 4 miles and I go, I'm going to run to the ambassador's house. I think it was 4th of July. I'm almost certain it was 4th of July. And I said, I'm going to run to the ambassador's house to see the American flag. I was homesick.
Yeah.
So I ran to the ambassador's house. I pulled my calf. I go in. I put ice on my calf. I put ice directly on my calf. It burns my calf. I get 2nd-degree burns. And then all of a sudden things started falling apart for me, right? So the 2 days later, we're shooting in the woods and I fucking hurt my arm. And because I'm paying attention to my calf, because I don't want it to get infected.
Yeah.
And so like all of a sudden, and then I was like, I got to right my boat. I got to get back on the path. And then none of the times I was running that path I never saw any more signs. And I'm like, fuck, man, I'm on the wrong path. And I'm thinking to myself, this is the wrong path for me. I need to get back on my right path. My arm gets hurt again. I hurt another part of my body. I hurt my neck. And then I come home. I got to have surgery. I'm like, fuck, man, I really fucked this up. I should have never run to the fucking ambassador's house.
Yeah.
This was a big mistake. And I tell the story to Tom and Tom's like, no. I think what you're missing is the path you're on is the right path. You're always on the right path. And then I think, would I have sold out Red Rocks if I hadn't hurt my arm? Because one of my big promo videos that moved a lot of tickets was me going into surgery. Yeah. And I was like, fuck, maybe I needed to hurt my arm to sell out Red Rocks. Selling out Red Rocks for me is a feather in my cap. Fuck, maybe I was on the right path.
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't know it, but my path took me there to hurt my leg, to burn my leg, to fall in the woods, to then hurt it again so that I would get surgery and I would sell out Red Rocks. And then, fuck. And then I go, you're always on the right path. And then last night in therapy, my therapist is like, you are on the right path. And to be true to yourself is to walk confidently down that path. So I say to you, you haven't fucked it up. You are on the right path. When it comes to women, all these sets of experiences will lead you to the right woman who gets who you are, who gets that this is who you are, and gets that this makes up the guy that she's in love with. And you couldn't be like, when you say I want a chick like Leanne, you're right, because you want the chick that accepts you. Look, it is hard to accept. Both of our lifestyles are fucked up.
Yeah.
My lifestyle is very fucked up. Yesterday, I had a podcast with a guy that I knew was going to be very uncomfortable. And so I offered him a beer when he came here and he put down 6 very quickly. Would you say? and one thing I won't do is let you drink by yourself. Yeah. So I'm just going chasing him beer for beer.
Yeah.
And sometimes I come in and we'll do a podcast and someone will be like, hey man, do you mind if I smoke a joint? And I go, not at all. And I'm not the kind of guy that's gonna not let you, and that's part of my lifestyle. It's very difficult when it's attached to my house and then all of a sudden Leanne's like, oh, you already start drinking? And it's maybe 10 in the morning. And you're like, yeah, that's the job asked for it.
Yeah.
And for me, it's mostly drugs and alcohol. Leanne gets that and she gets it and it does not affect her. None of that does. Porn star coming here and none of that bothers Leanne. None of it. She knows who I am. She gets who I am. She gets where I am. So I think that's when you say that, you do need that chick that is hot enough where you go, this is the one forever. B, cool enough where you go, okay, this is the chick I can hang out with forever. And then C, has been around the block enough to know what kind of man you are and what she wants out of you and what she wants out of you for yourself, And so I think that I don't think it's long. That's a very long answer for a short answer, but I don't think it's lost on you. I think you're on your path. And what you're doing is you're walking confidently on your path and you're taking big steps and leaving footprints on that path. And when you do that, you're being true to yourself. And if you're, and there are people that having said that, I'm certain there's a guy drunk in a bar right now, not at work, going, "This is my path." And you're like, no. You got to
chill.
chill. Easy, buddy, easy. The point is, you got to be true to yourself. But the only way to be true to yourself is be confident in your path, and then you will get to the place you need to be.
Yeah, it's like that idea of like we want to be authentic. We're authentic people. This is why we have this. This is why we do what we do, because this is our full transparency of who we are.
And then also you can, once you when you walk confidently on your path, you go, "Oh, I understand that people will not like the way I walk down this path."
Yeah.
It was very it was very nice to let go of for me, because every now and then, like, not to give credit to a hater, but like someone said something about me online the other day. I very seldomly get on Twitter, and I'm scrolling through Twitter, and someone was like, Bert Kreischer is criminally unfunny. And I went, hey, that kind of hurts.
Yeah.
Criminally unfunny. And then someone's like, he's my favorite comedian. And then I went, oh, just hating someone isn't bad.
Yeah.
You're allowed to hate people. Like, it's not what I want to do in my life, but like, I looked at that guy and I was like, by the way, I said the exact tweet, so you can find out exactly who wrote that. I'm sure that is the exact tweet. But I was like, you're allowed to hate me. Like, there's people I'm not fans of. Maybe I wouldn't talk shit about them on Twitter, but that's because I'm a little more developed of a human than you are.
Yeah.
Like, I just would be like, I've learned enough that does not pay off. Like, talking shit about people on Twitter does not get you
anywhere.
It just, because sadly this person might be at a fucking bar one day, see me and wanna, and like, I might be with their favorite comedian. I mean, be sitting at a bar with Bill Burr, and then he wants to come up and go, like, say hi, and he doesn't really care about me one way or the other, but he's already talked shit about me.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Because I've seen that happen. And I have a friend who did that. And it really stinks that I don't know the right way to say this without editing it out, but like, I had a friend who did that, who was very publicly mean to someone. And then all of a sudden it just split a big community of people away from them. And it stinks. It stinks because you go like, oh shit, man. Like, if that person shows up, then you kind of need to hide. This podcast is brought to you by Skylight Frames. If you are looking for a gift this holiday season for your friends or family, look no further. Skylight Frames are fucking fantastic. I have literally bought no less than 15 of them, I think. The number keeps going up because we keep adding them. It's super easy to set up. Set up in literally, I think we set it up in 60 seconds. I'm not even lying. It's a beautiful frame. And I gave one to everyone in my family. We gave one to all our friends. We're thinking about giving them to all my people I work with, because it's super easy. All you got to do is email the picture and it just shows up on the frame. So that way you take beautiful pictures of your family, and then immediately we just email it to everyone on our family list and it goes up on their frames. And then what's even all other great about this is that you buy one for your friends and then you post pictures of yourself for times you've had with them, and then you're in their pictures. How often do you go to your friend's house and see pictures of yourself? I do all the time because I bought Skylight Frames. Multiple people can send photos to the frame, so it's a large network of friends and families can keep in touch. It has a black frame, white matte, so it looks like a real photo frame that adds a beautiful touch to your house. They have a gorgeous 10-inch touchscreen. You can swipe through the photos with your fingers, even tap to thank the person who sent the photo. And better yet, don't take my word for it. Take theirs. They have a 100% satisfaction guarantee. If you don't love your Skylight Frames, they're going to offer you a full refund. You can preload it with all your pictures too. So when you send it, they plug it in. All their pictures are already there. Like I said, I've given one to my sisters, my brother-in-law, my parents, all the camper friends, and we're thinking about giving them out to all the people I work with. As for right now, as a special offer, you can get $10 off your purchase of a Skylight Frame when you go to skylightframe.com and enter the code BERT. That's right. To get $10 off your purchase of a Skylight Frame, just go to skylightframe.com and enter the code BERT. That's SKYLIGHTFRAME.com, and the promo code is BERT. I don't know. That's the thing about walking confidently on your path, is you go, like, all those chicks that don't get it, you go, no, I know. I understand that. I'm moving in this direction. This is where I'm going.
I know it's the mushroom drug. Can I hug you?
Of course. Yeah, no, I think this is fucking, I love having, like, I love when I hate I'm not good at interviewing people, but I'm good at hanging with people.
Yeah.
Like I'm so bad at interviewing because I don't know the right way to do it. Joe's so much better. Like I think Amanda Knox is going to come on here, and
Shut the fuck. That was insane.
Was that a great fucking podcast?
Joe is really good about that shit,
dude. I want to say like, I may not even bring up this fucking murder. Like I just like part of me goes, but I'm like,
what more can you say about it?
What more can you say about something you didn't do? Like that's so fucked up that. I was sitting there laying there in bed thinking about him. By the way, I followed the whole fucking thing. I followed that whole thing, and in a weird way, it was almost like storm chasing. If this gonna sound
totally,
it detracts you from what's going on in your life.
Mm-hmm.
The Gabby Petito thing. Have you been following?
Yeah, that shit's nuts too.
If you got something shitty going on in your life, follow Gabby Petito and that whole thing. Every day there's new information. Every day there's an up and down. Every day you realize I don't have it that bad.
Yeah.
I'm not the guy hiding in the fucking swamps, and I'm not Gabby Petito.
Yeah, it's true.
And for some reason it can distract you from your real problems. And at the time Amanda Knox was going through her shit, I was fucking lost on the road. It was like, how long ago was it now? 6 years? 8 years ago?
It's gotta be.
It's gotta be. I was on Travel Channel, or I was on the road. I know I was in hotels, and I would follow it because she's beautiful, and you'd follow it and you go 909. Yeah. So I was on the road. I just started doing Travel Channel, and I was just like miserable. I wasn't going but you follow that and you're like, in a weird way, you go, that's not me.
Yeah.
It's like when people watch hurricanes come in.
Yeah.
You go, oh, that's not me. It's fucking crazy.
I had the same situation with going back to what you said. Like I finally got to open for like a band that I used to love when I was a kid, Something Corporate, this pop punk band. And we finally opened from last year. And I was like waiting for my moment to have with him. Like, thank you for changing my life. You're the reason why I play piano, blah, blah, blah. I finally have that moment. And the guitar player's girlfriend, are you Andy Frasco? I'm like, yeah, we hooked up in middle school. I gave you a hand job and you were very mean to me and like ruined this and I truly like, I didn't remember anything. Like I kind of like blacked out that area in my world. Like,
yeah,
I didn't remember her. I didn't remember anything. And now I look like the biggest dick when I'm having like this most intimate moment with the person I love. I'm like, and I look at my life, I'm like, I'm not like that anymore. That was like, what, 18 years ago. And it really bummed me out, like thinking like, damn, like people just hold on to things, hold on to whatever the person you used to be.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not like that. And like, it kind of fucked me up, like saying, then I started thinking about the path I'm on.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, am I doing the right thing? Am I like, cause I'm like trying to like disconnect my old life and so I could grow into, you know, cause I'm a super hyper focused guy. I fucking love to work and I'm obsessed with working and I don't want anything to affect that. And I also, I love people and I love making people happy. And like, that's the reason why I do this and like, it was just, I just think about those moments like, damn, anything could fuck up your mind state to keep going in a path.
I had a moment with Oliver Stone.
You met Oliver Stone?
So so I was at Good Morning America. I was getting ready to do like a segment on the street. I want to say with like Michael Simon and the quarterback for the Jets at the time, Mark Sanchez. I think, by the way, this all could be.
We don't fact check like Rappaport's.
Jesus. It's like my memory. I know for a fact I did something with Michael Simon and Mark Sanchez. I know I had to get in an elevator to get on the ground to do that. So I'm assuming that's when it was. And they stopped the elevator. I'm in the elevator with my Travel Channel team. They stopped the elevator. I did Good Morning America, I think 3 times. So it's one of those times. But this is the story that's important. I'm in the elevator. They stop. What's the matter? Okay. They stop the elevator and they're like, whoa, 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 whoa. Can we wait for Oliver Stone? And I'm like, 100%. And I say,
this is low key good. I hear all these comedians.
Liquid Death's fucking awesome.
I know.
I love
kind of tastes metally, but it's.
I'll take one too, Alston. Thank you.
So keep going with this.
So so they go, hey, hold the elevator. Do you mind if we wait for Oliver Stone? And I'm like, okay, yes. First of all, this guy, his company, not him personally, but his company changed the trajectory of my life. And they optioned the rights to the Rolling Stone magazine article. And what I want to tell him is, I have it in my head. Hi, Oliver. My name's Bert Kreischer. In 1997, Rolling Stone magazine wrote an article about me calling the number one party in the country. Your company optioned the rights to my life, and it gave me the confidence to do stand-up, and I did, and it gave me the confidence to move to New York, which I did, and I moved to New York, and I did stand-up, and 6 months later, Will Smith discovered me because of that article, knowing that you had interest in me, and you are, and today I'm in this elevator with you, working for Travel Channel. I'm a touring comic, and I just want to thank you for that one little thing, that opportunity gave me the life I have. I'm married, I have 2 kids, and I'm very happy, and I gotta be honest with you, in a small part, I owe it to you. That's what I'm gonna say.
Did you have this conversation in your head?
In my head,
if you're forever?
I knew I was going to say to Oliver Stone if I ever met him.
Yeah.
I knew what I was going to say. So it changed my life. When Oliver Stone optioned the rights to my life, it changed everything. It changed everything. It changed everything in my life.
Yeah. So what happened? You met him?
So they hold the door. Oliver Stone walks in.
Shit.
And he goes, thank you. Thank you. It's sheer confidence. This guy is sheer confidence. I mean, he's a big man. He is a very big man, but he smells good. He looks good. He's crisp.
He's a hot guy.
He's a good looking guy. Thank you. And I said, Mr. Stone, my name's Bert Kreischer. And he turns and he goes, nice to meet you, Bert Kreischer. I said, I'd like to tell you. And his handler goes, holy shit, Bert Kreischer? And I go, yes. She goes, Oliver, this guy's on Travel Channel. He's got a show called Bert the Conqueror. It is fucking hilarious. He's a stand-up. He does Joe Rogan's podcast. He's so good. His stories are so fucking good. We're in the elevator. The elevator's moving. And he goes, really? And they go, yes. Oh my God, can I get a picture with you? My kids would lose their shit. And I'm like, sure. So we take a picture. Me and the thing, the elevator door is opening. I'm like, fuck, I gotta get my thing out. And he looks at me and he goes, well, Bert, it's a pleasure to meet you. I got to check you out. And I just looked and I went, thank you. And he just walked out. And
you didn't have your moment?
I didn't have my moment.
Oh, fuck, Bert.
And I was like, fuck.
That fuck you up?
No, because the way my brain works is I go, I'll see him again. And by the way, I'll see him in a way. I think of this, but like I go, I'll see him again because our best friends are our best friends. Oliver made the movie about our best friend's mom.
Mm-hmm.
So he made a movie about our best friend's mom, and he is the reason that the guy in this couple, the guy is in movies, and that he knows Oliver very, very, very well. And so I figure our paths will run in again.
Yeah.
So, and at that time,
what were you like during that time when you bailed and you didn't get to have your moment with them?
I was cool with it. Because that person made me sound like I was funny and cool. And then, and Oliver's like, oh, I got to check you out. And then the doors open and I was like, bye. I'll see you later. Call me. Yeah. But I'm cool with that. It's once again, that's the right path. Is boom. And then now here's where my brain works. Right. So I go, the next time I meet Oliver Stone, he's like, oh, pleasure to meet you. I go, we actually met in the Good Morning America elevator. Really? Yeah, Mark Sanchez and Michael Simon, when I did a field segment, you were doing an interview, and it's funny. I wanted to say this to you, and then I'm going to tell him what I was going to say, but I go, but your assistant interrupted me and said she was a fan, and then I took a picture with your assistant, and then maybe he'll go, I remember that, and I go, well, just so you know, I said what I wanted to say. Like I think of how to rework the story to fit my agenda when I do meet him. Because sometimes it doesn't, you know, the thing about forcing something, when you force it, it never happens. It never happens. I used to have a thing. So at a couple times where I would go to speak and I'd get interrupted and I would still talk. And that would never worked out good. So I had this rule. If I started to speak and I got interrupted, that thought that I was about to say, that meant that should not be shared with the universe.
Yeah.
And so I put it to the side and I would never share it again.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, and I stayed by that today. But a little less so, but I well, sometimes I'll think of, you'll be at a party and then someone will say something and your brain will go, oh, I can beat any Asian in a foot race. And then you'll go, you know what? Actually, and they'll be like, here's the thing. You're like, maybe I shouldn't say that thought.
Yeah.
And then it benefits you that you didn't just slam an entire race of people.
Yeah. No.
I can beat, but by the way, I firmly believe I can beat any. I'm kidding.
No, it's so funny how that is too, man. It's like, I think about things like when I have a moment with someone, do you ever go like, this is what I should have said. This is how I should have said it.
Oh my God. Or this is what I should not have said.
Yeah.
I do that constantly.
What's the worst thing you said publicly?
Who knows? Honestly, who knows? I mean, there was a podcast Tom and I did where we saw who could one-up each other by saying the most cancelable statements.
Oh my God.
I really regret doing that.
Yeah.
Because at the time we were just having fun and making ourselves laugh. And now I'm like, oh, I'm certain.
Did you get shit for it?
I don't know. I will one day. Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
One day, some media outlet, like I'll get in trouble for something,
And then they'll
or
pull
I'll
it
have to
out.
be promoting the machine, and some media outlet will cut that one thing of like, who knows what we said. By the way, I remember doing it, going, "Is this a bad idea?" And we couldn't stop laughing because it was like the most taboo thing to do.
Yeah.
I want to say it was like our first episode. I shouldn't tell you what episode to find it on. But like, there's a lot of times where I say shit where I go, but here's the thing is, I think once you accrue a fan base that follows you and that likes you,
Yeah.
then they know that everything you're doing is an attempt to make them laugh when it comes to comedy. And so I stand by everything I say. I was trying to make you laugh.
Yeah.
And if I fucked up, then I have no problem apologizing, but I'm not but I'm also gonna keep doing it.
Yeah, yeah. Like I used to like blow lines on stage and like take drugs and like talk. Like I did this one bit where I brought a girl because I knew my mom was at the show. I brought a girl up on stage. I'm like, we're gonna pretend like I'm being conceived. I'm my dad and you're the mom. Just to make my mom uncomfortable and walk out. You know? It was like, and it was totally just like, I was like, I shouldn't have done that.
There are things. There are things where I hear myself say them that are not public, just like in private moments where I hear myself say them again and I cringe.
Yeah, same, dude.
Cringe.
Same.
And that they're not public. They'll never get out. But I cringe at some of the stuff I said as a human being.
Yeah.
Oh, where you're like, what the fuck were you think? What made you think that was accept? And by the way, I know I'm not the only one. Everyone's done that.
Yeah.
But like, imagine if I keep thinking, imagine if we can get canceled on our Nest cams. Like if someone pulls up your Nest cam video and they're like, this is Bert Kreischer's therapy session, and then airs it.
Yeah.
Because you know, here's the thing.
That's what I worry about too.
Oh, they leaked people's private emails from Sony and people lost their jobs. And you're like, hold on.
Or think about like text messages you have with your homies and shit.
I am hyper aware. When the Sony thing happened, I went, I'm done. I mean, everything I text is almost with the insight that this will be leaked at one point. Like this definitely has a leakability. Like have you ever texted, type in, this is an interesting one because I did this. I think I did it with Tom. Type into your email search a horrific word and see if it comes up. Like I typed the N word into my email search to see if it ever came up. If I'd ever texted or tweeted it, never. In my emails, it came up once and I go, what the fuck? And it was from my book. I wrote it in my book because it's part of the story. But and I was like, okay, we're fine. But not once in any, except for Donnell uses it a lot. Like, I'm grabbing my phone and check it out.
So you could basically So you could just say fuck.
like type in the safe one to test it out with.
I got one. I just said fuck. I put how much is the publicist going to cost?
Okay.
I just
type in a, like I don't have I'm typing in racial slurs right now. Oh, they're popping up. Oh, that's right. By the way, I want to tell you who texted them to me because it makes it even funnier. Like when you go, oh yeah, well that's of course. Like I typed in the N-word and I was like, oh yeah, that's right, my bus driver's black. And then I typed in, and then I'm like, oh, that's right, Donnell Rollins. Oh shit. And then I type it with an A, and I'm like, oh, I forgot I had Snoop's number. It's so funny. We don't have a good track record with the F word.
No.
FAGGOT is all over mine.
Really?
Yeah, but it's not. It's me texting it to myself once.
Wow, I really don't have. I have fuck a lot. I have pussy a lot. Don't be a pussy.
Oh, pussy is oh, Jesus Christ.
I have a song called "Blame It on the Pussy" too.
Let's see if pussy comes up. By the way, it's the same fucking people.
Same people.
This one's good.
Oh man. What about cum?
Cum? I bet cum's doesn't come up a lot in mine.
Oh yeah, I got it.
Oh, do you spell it with one M or two? Two.
Like cum.
Mm.
Oh man.
Oh wow. A lot of professional people have typed me. Whitney Cummings. Oh, Whitney Cummings. Oh yeah, it's all about Whitney Cummings. It's all text about Whitney Cummings. It's all text about Whitney Cummings. That's so fucking funny.
Oh man. I used to pretend I was black coming from the suburbs, you know.
But you could get away with that, you know, you could get away.
Really?
Yeah, you got the vibe, you're soulful, you're wearing a Lakers jersey.
I feel like
you got curly hair.
Just straight.
I think you get away with it.
Oh man.
I think you look like that the kind of like undefinable ethnicity.
Yeah.
But it's sometimes Italian dudes and Jewish dudes get that.
Yeah.
Like, my buddy came in, everyone used to think he was black, but he was just because he was an amazing athlete and he had really curly hair.
Yeah, I did. You know, I was a huge Tupac. Like growing up, West Coast hip hop was my shit. You know, like
yeah,
just like now people want me to like whenever we cover like some hip hop tunes. Now I'm like nervous. You can't even say it.
You can't. It's hard. You couldn't. I don't think you can say it as a band member. On like if you're covering it, you got to think of a creative way to do it. But there was times when I would come on stage this song "Alcohol, Pussy, and Weed," and I would mouth and act out the first set of bars or whatever, and the N-word was in there, and I would always make sure that I was turned or that I was covering my mouth or at some point. But I definitely mouthed it.
Yeah.
I made sure no one could see it, but I mouthed it. It's my fucking music.
Yeah.
It's hard too when you have such an appreciation for hip hop.
Yeah, I love hip hop so much.
And when you're a part, when you feel, and I know I'm not, but you feel you're a part of the culture because you know so much. Like, look, I may not be able to play. I can't surf. I can get up sometimes, but I can't like surf.
Yeah.
But I know a lot about surfing, and I know I don't know. I can't.
What do you
fight.
like about it?
I love the ocean. I love the ocean.
Yeah.
I love the ocean. I just think it's so beautiful. When watching it, it's a beautiful, beautiful art form, surfing, a beautiful sport.
Yeah.
And I love the energy of surfers seem to have really positive, great energy. And so I got really into following these surfers on Instagram and on YouTube. And then I was lucky enough to text back and forth, have a couple on my podcast, but I can't sail. I love this guy, Riley, that was on my podcast. I know a lot about sailing. I can sail. That's a bad one. But I can't fight, right?
Yeah.
But I follow UFC.
Yeah.
And I would say that I know more about UFC than the average person that knows nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know as much as like someone who knows something about it.
Yeah.
But I do feel like there are probably more people in UFC that can't fight that know a ton about UFC. And then you're like, well, it's weird to be attached to something that you can't do or you should, you know what I mean? Like,
what is the idea of dreams though?
Yeah. Like I remember meeting Snoop and being like, this is like, I was like, I can't get out all the things I want to say to you.
Yeah.
Like it would take me legit like a couple car rides back and forth across this country to really get out all the things I want to say to you.
Yeah, same.
I fucking love Snoop Dogg.
We opened for Snoop. At Coachella did this like wine festival. It was us, Slightly Stupid, and Snoop. Totally California. And we were just like waiting in our van, waiting for Snoop and his handlers to like walk outside because we knew he had to come by.
Yeah.
And then we're like, Mr. Dog. And I was like, he's like,
Mr. Doggy Dog.
Yeah, I was so nervous. They're like, can we meet Snoop to their handler? And they're like, yeah, no problem. Yo, come over here. And then it looked like a clown car. All 7 of us roll out of here. It's like, how much you guys opened, right? He's like, damn, you motherfuckers ain't making no money. I was like, that's the last thing I had with him. It was like, damn, Krupp. And then Krupp smoked a blunt with us, and that was like Krupp gave us the time. Snoop gave us the time, but he's busy. He's got his
Snoop's he's got like 3 burner phones.
Yeah.
And also he also wants to have a regular life. He's busy as fuck.
Yeah.
But he also wants to be a normal person and just take his time and enjoy his life. He's the fucking greatest. I have a real fucking fondness in my heart for that guy because he's such a cool guy
and a hard worker.
He busts his ass.
He busts his ass
on it every fucking day.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's interesting. Who else would you like to get the time with?
Phil Jackson.
Oh yeah.
Shaq.
Oh, that's right.
I think Shaq. You met him?
No, I've never met Shaq.
I think he'd be one of us. Like kind of like
fun as
workaholic, but like still doesn't take himself too seriously. And he's just like, I've always wanted to interview him.
Shaq is fucking great.
All right, 3 people, dead or alive.
That I can get a podcast with?
Yeah.
And we drink.
And you drink.
And
like a whole hang.
Okay. Tiger Woods.
Hell yeah.
Without a doubt. I find him fascinating. He's such a fucking champion. Like he's such a fucking I've spent so much time watching him play golf with my dad on the phone. I would love to hang with him. And I would love to not do an interview, but just hang with him and just talk about life and theories. I want to hear his theories. I want to hear about shit. I want him to like get open and talk about shit that he thinks about fucking women and life and success and money. I want to hear everything he has to say. I'm fascinated by Tiger Woods.
Especially like how he was just raised to be a golfer at 6 years old.
Yeah, he was like that. He was set on a path, and that's his thing.
Yeah.
Tiger Woods, without a doubt. I would love. I mean, like I have some heroes. Like John Daly is one of my heroes.
Yeah, sick.
I would love to sit with him.
You're really into golf.
I am into golf, but once again, I'm not that big. I mean, I'm a good golfer, but I don't golf that often. And then probably like, I mean, Shaq, Charles Barkley, Michael Jordan are like, I'll take any. I mean, Shaq, I would like to be friends with Shaq.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want to be. I think it would be fun to be around. I mean, just it's the kind of guy that you wouldn't need to talk much.
Yeah.
You just have a good time around him.
Yeah.
Imagine being a guy who has never been afraid. That's Shaq.
Yeah.
Shaq never in his life, everywhere he goes, he's just like, everything's going to go good. I'm the biggest guy in the room. Everyone's going to be nice.
It's fine. Everything is fine.
Yeah. No bullies tonight.
Yeah.
And then you're the nicest guy in the fucking world.
Yeah.
The nicest guy in the fucking world. One more person I'd like to interview.
Dead.
Or that's tough. Because I'm going to say like probably either Kurt Cobain or Shannon Hoon. I know those are very, very drastically different. Like Shannon Hoon, I was a huge fan of Blind Melon. I love Blind Melon.
I want to see that new doc that came out.
It's good.
Is it?
It's
You saw
good.
it?
Yeah, but I've already seen everything there is to see about Blind Melon. So
what was killing him, you think, in his head?
I don't know. Shannon Hoon's an interesting guy because I think he was doing fame happened to him in a different clip than it happened for everyone else. And I think for me and you, we fight for the chance to succeed.
Yeah.
So in a weird way, we are allowed a path like Widespread Panic had to fight for.
Yeah.
Like Widespread Panic had to just put in the hours and do it every fucking day. And by the way, what a beautiful fucking way to get success.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing now. But back then, if you got it, it was all over you. And the thing you wanted that you were fighting for, all of a sudden was the thing you didn't want anymore. You were like, okay, I didn't know it was going to be this.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what happened to Kurt Cobain. I think that's what happened to Shannon Hoon.
Scott Weiland.
Scott Weiland. Amy Winehouse. The fucking lead singer of Alice in Chains. Not Paul Stanley. Lane Staley. Like all these people got it. And then you look at someone like Snoop who navigated it beautifully.
Yeah.
And just was like, I'm going to become the biggest face in entertainment. One of the biggest names in entertainment. You look at that, that's how it happened. You got fame and it just got dumped on you. And I think it overwhelmed very sensitive artists.
Yeah.
And I think guys like me and you, guys like Bill Burr, guys like Tom Segura, guys like, Rogan's a different breed of animal. Like he's just different. But like we all just going out, doing the shows, doing that widespread panic pace of like, put in the work, put in the work. And so fame doesn't show up the way it used to. It's like, it doesn't get dumped on you at all at once.
What about dude like, excuse me, Robin Williams?
Robin Williams wasn't like as much as a comedic influence on me. I loved his movies. I thought his movies were great. But
no, like the personality type, like he did the work, but still like held in this like depression.
I think he got it. I think he got it and wanted it and got it at the right time. I think he got it in the early 80s and wanted it in the early 80s and he had fun with it. Guys like him and Belushi, it's like fame was different then too.
Yeah.
It wasn't corporate yet. Fame hadn't gotten corporate yet.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, it's fun as shit. By the way, you can still blow lines and fuck hookers. And if you kill someone, don't worry about it. We'll work around it.
It's insane. Dude.
And then Kurt Cobain's like, they're like, he wrote on his daughter. He's overdosing. Like it was almost like they wanted the drama for him. And then you're like, well, fuck that. I think we go at it at such a small gain every day. Like it's such inches. Like I literally say it's 1,000 tickets a day.
Yeah.
Like if I can gain 1,000 tickets a day, if I can gain, no joke, if I can make content and gain 164 fans a day, that is fucking insane.
Yeah.
Type in 164 times 300. What's that? So 80,000 tickets is like a very successful tour.
80,000?
I think. I mean, that's what I think.
Yeah.
So if you just keep gaining, let's say 100 fans a day, you'll get 30,000 new fans. And that is adding second shows to all your shows.
Yeah.
That is adding new market. All you got to do is like just do little work to get 100 fans a day. That's the way I look at it. But those guys got, how many albums did Nirvana sell? Imagine this. This will blow your fucking mind. Nirvana album sales.
27.6 million.
27.6 million. Is that what?
Oh my God.
Kurt Cobain went to bed one day. I hope this album does well. And within a month, 25 million people wanted to know more about him.
I'd
Never mind sold 30 million.
30 million worldwide, making it one of the best-selling albums ever. 30 million people. He went to bed and was like, I'm so excited for this. By the way, not only that, 30 million people show up, let's say in like a month, 30 million. But not only that, in 1 month, in just 1 month's time, you have 30 million eyes on you. You have 30 million people curious about what you're doing. Probably more than that didn't buy the album but liked them. And then you're the face of a new genre of music. You are the face of a new genre. And everything you say, every word that comes out of your mouth is gospel.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you wear your shirt like that? Grunge, that shirt? and you're like, I don't know, man, it was the shirt I had.
You know what's happening? We're talking about Billy Strings.
Billy Strings,
That's
yeah.
my close buddy.
Yeah.
Like we all kind of grew up, and then he just took a leap into it. Now everyone's like kind of like, there's a lot of guys that people attract to, like Jerry Garcia, Kurt Cobain, Billy Strings. Like it's so weird how one day just like everything they touch is like, and we're like the type of dudes that are just like inch by inch, we'll always be your buddy. We're here.
Yeah,
We're
I'll be
here on
here.
this path with you.
Hey, man,
bud.
I'll be in Denver next year.
Yeah.
I'd love to do Red Rocks again if you let me, but
Yeah.
I'll be in Denver next year. I'll be in I'll come in. I'm going to be in Philly twice a year, every year for the rest of my life. And just keep showing up. Hey, if you bring a new friend, great. And if you can't make it this year, I get it. I'll be back the year after that.
Does it bum you out that you're not one of those other dudes?
No.
Like a Chappelle?
No. Oh, I couldn't be Chappelle. I think Dave Chappelle was Dave Chappelle's put in a lot of fucking 10,000 hours.
That's my idol.
Of work and fucking all the other work that goes on off stage to be Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle is Dave Chappelle for a fucking reason.
So in the comedy world, what was that like? Someone just
Dane
flipped
Cook.
the switch. Oh, Dane
Cook.
Yeah.
Dane Cook. I mean, Dane Cook, I just had him here the other day. He was one of the most famous people in the United States.
Yeah. When I was a kid. Yeah.
It's insane. Dane Cook's album sales. Retaliation was the one that was like 1.3 million. Nothing compared to fucking Nirvana. But 1.3 then for a comic was I mean, that's 2000 as of 2014. But Dane Cook, I mean, was overnight. And here's the other thing. Dane Cook is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
He is absolutely hilarious. And I don't think anyone that had ever watched him do stand-up ever thought anything other than this guy deserves the success coming to him.
Mm-hmm.
But all of a sudden, he now is the fucking name and face of comedy. He is the face of comedy.
Jesus.
And they're like,
It's gotta be stress.
I guess. I don't know, man. I'm cool with where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, I would love the Machine movie to do well. I would love for it to do like, I mean, anyone that makes a movie, you want it to be the biggest movie of the year, right?
Yeah.
I think I would love that. But I would also love it to make like $80 million or just for like, oh, it did really good. But I mean, it didn't like break any records, but it did really good. Do you want to make another one? I would love that.
Yeah.
I don't think I would want like Hangover success.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, obviously you would, right? Obviously you be careful what you wish for, but like The Hangover changed Zach Galifianakis forever. The guy was like, okay, and he's a pretty shy guy. He's not someone, but you know, Zach Galifianakis was arguably the star of that movie, as he's one everyone remembers.
Yeah.
It did
Holy
$469.3 million.
What did
See what Trainwreck did.
My I went to middle school and high school with Chris Mintz-Plasse, McLovin.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. And 140.
140. Okay.
What
okay.
about Superbad?
Yeah. See what Superbad did. 140. 170.
Damn.
Okay.
Hangover. That's like petty as the Hangover.
So
dog.
so I would take 100. I'll tell you what. I'm going to put this in the universe.
All right, come on.
I would like the Machine to make $200 million. And then I'll be very happy. I do not want the fucking $200 million and I get to make
What's your
more
nightmare
movies.
about it?
My nightmare about what?
About the movie.
About if it made, I mean, look, if it did Hangover numbers, I couldn't do, I think it would just fuck your life up.
Yeah.
I really do. I am certain you'd make a lot of money, but I think you'd have to retire or take some time off.
Yeah.
You couldn't just then go, I'm going to do a theater tour. I'm certain I would. I know me that I would have a hard time taking time off, but like, I just don't think your life can be sustainable after that.
No.
I don't know if it can.
Have you met Zach?
I know Zach.
And like, how did his life? How does he react to the success?
Well, Zach, I think tapped out of Hollywood a little bit and bought a farm in North Carolina. I'm this is all public knowledge. You can find this out. I hopefully, or I don't want to blow up his spot. But he got to do what he wanted to do, and I think it took time for him. I think it's probably scary. I don't know. I'd love to have Zach on the podcast and find out. But in all honesty, I wouldn't want to. Zach was so funny before podcasting. Before he was big, he was so funny on just regular podcasts.
Yeah.
But it changes your life. It's changed your life in a way that, like, I guess, I don't know. I wouldn't want it. Like, I'm just good right now. I'd want some more success, but I wouldn't want the microscope on me like that, because I fuck up way too much. Yeah. And that's when they find the podcast of me and Tom saying cancelable things. And then you got to go God damn it. Now I have a huge group of people that hate me. Yeah,
I think about that too, because I've always wanted that huge success, but I realize I fuck up too much. I'm too I just speak my mind.
That's what people like about you.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. I see the fucking video of you they're throwing bras around your neck. And I'm just like, and the look on your face is always this one of amazement. Like going, I can't believe the sun came up again. And it's like, I don't, can you do that at Wembley Stadium? I mean, I'm sure you'd love to play Wembley Stadium, but at the same time, would you have to change who you are to play Wembley Stadium?
Yeah.
Like, what would be the fucking, like,
I thought about that at Red Rocks. My goal and dream is to crowd surf the whole thing up and down.
Jesus.
And, I will do it. That's like, I will do it. But when I did Red Rocks a couple months ago, and like some of the bits that I have just don't fit a fucking big ass amphitheater. And like, it's like maturing, like the man I was, even 6 years ago when I was just like drinking a bottle of Jameson and talking, just cussing every second, and just like, and then I'd forget that I'm playing the St. Augustine Country Fair, like it's like with all the dudes there. I was like,
By the way, as you're saying that, I just realized, I definitely want the machine to make $469 million, because you will never see me again. You will never. I just realized I was like, let the machine be the fucking Hangover, and then deuces, bitches. I know I would make a
Chef's
ton
kiss.
of money, and I will buy an island, and I will fucking chill out. I'm going to tell my daughters, you don't need jobs. Guys, just enjoy your life.
You'll never be able to chill though, Bert. Let's be real.
I do stand up on an island. I changed it. I buy an island where you had to fly directly to that island to see me do stand up.
Yeah.
So, and then I'd do shows, I'd make barbecue, I'd have ceviche, I'd have cocktails every day, I'd have a fucking IV on drip every morning when I woke up. I would love, now that I'm thinking about that, I'm like, yeah, let the machine do 468
Let's
million.
fucking go.
Let me put that in the fucking universe.
Thanks, Bert.
Dude, this has been a great podcast.
I just thankful for you to be my friend, man.
No, I'm same, likewise as well.
I think you're tobacco on a lot of how we view life and how we view dream chasing and stuff.
I think I know that we put the work hours in, and it's like I've said it to you, I've said it out loud. You can't promote enough for me. I'm never going to get bummed to see your shit. And I hope that you get a bunch of people from this podcast that start coming out to your shows and enjoying what you do, because you do it fucking brilliantly. I'm telling you, Dancing Around My Grave is one of my, it's like my, hey, I'm drinking by myself, but I'm cool with crying because my family's asleep.
Yeah.
If I play that, I'm like fucking lost. It's a great fucking song. I love what you do, brother.
I love you too,
Continued success.
Thank you, dog.
Everyone go find him on the road. What's your website?
AndyFrasco.com.
AndyFrasco.com. Listen to the podcast, watch the promo videos, sign up on YouTube.
Yeah.
You need a Patreon.
I need a Patreon.
You need a Patreon of just, hey guys, beer money. Just beer money Patreon. Just be like,
you think that's tacky if I just like, that was like my drug Patreon?
No, just a Patreon, and then just go, fucking, I'm going to just release videos for my Patreon at 4 a.m. when I'm at my worst. And it's just telling you how much I love you guys. And it's just you going, I fucking love you guys. Here, you tell her. And then some chick sucking your dick. And you're like, she loves you guys.
I love it. I'm
awesome,
in.
Dude.
Thanks
Thank
for
you for doing this.
Yeah, buddy.